you at?
Checking the audio.
Man, that audio's good, Diego. Let's go. You press record already?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
Audio whiskey.
Guys, a little bit change of scenery today. We are live from the Garcia compound. Hey, did you guys have any trouble getting through the 2 security gates to get into the compound?
I got bulldog out there sitting guard.
Man, it was almost as difficult as dealing with United Airlines leaving Tulsa. Not quite,
That
but
wasn't
almost.
the strip shirt was
The security
Yeah,
guard.
the strip search wasn't too bad. Like, you know, you have so many armed guards.
Did he use gloves with you guys? He told me he was out of gloves. Did he use gloves with you guys?
You gotta
No.
make sure y'all ain't got nothing up your ass.
Well,
Yeah, he went bare finger on me, man.
thank you, and you're welcome. Hey, speaking of you're welcome, guys. Hey, we're back. You're welcome. All the amazing, all the
Yeah.
billions and billions of the Fury Unleashed podcast fans.
And billions.
We've been busy, man. Just came back from Tulsa. Everyone's
Yeah.
favorite new place to fly in and out of.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a great
Just
place
hit-
to fly into.
Just
yeah,
hit
getting out.
50,000 subscribers on Spotify.
50K.
Really?
50K.
Okay, Diego's like-
Fury Unleashed podcast, baby.
Thanks, Diego, for
Tulsa, Oklahoma is like the Hotel
I thought it was
California, man.
75,000.
You can check out
50K.
anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Hey, look, the fights were great. Like the fights themselves were great. A lot of talent on this card. We're watching. We just watched AJ Cunningham defeat Jason Mullen on this card to go to 10-2 now. This card was full of prospects, and I think, you know, pretty much every prospect delivered. The only I don't want to say dud, maybe stinker of the night was from prospect wise was maybe the Tracy Reeder Whitney fight, as
It was a slower pace.
as Reeder had only because Reeder had finished everyone up until this fight, so you kind of expected either he was going to finish or Whitney was going to be able to keep it standing and be able to finish him, because I mean Whitney's great on his feet, and that's just not really the fight we got. You know, Whitney did a great job of surviving on the ground, and Reeder it wasn't for lack of attempts. You know, he was working and trying to get it done, but two tough guys. So it was a great card. Wayne, anything stand out to you from this weekend? Or was it last weekend?
From like
2 weeks ago?
it's been like almost 2 weeks at this point.
man.
I remember there being some I guess I won't say controversy, but like on the commentary on the Whitehead fight, Whitehead and who did he fight?
And Tater.
Tater McSpadden, was that his name?
Yep.
So apparently War Training Center they didn't take kindly to the commentary team's assessment of what they saw in the fight, and understandably so.
Sure.
You know, I feel like, you know, the you know, a couple of the judges got the scoring right, but you know the
One judge gave it,
I
split
can't remember her name, but I think it was the lady judge. She kind of gave it a split.
Man,
like, what
just
fight
about
were you
every fight.
watching? But yeah, they went all in on our commentary team. You
I
know,
think-
Well, they went all in on Mike.
Yeah.
Copley and Mahone. They went all in on our
I
commentary.
think the hard part for that one, and listen, our commentary team can say what they want to say.
Of
Like,
course.
that's- like we don't
Matter of
dictate
opinion.
what they're
Right,
going to say.
it's a matter of opinion,
Yeah.
right?
We have experts at what they do, you know, and they all have some experience in what's going on. So it's not like we have anybody out there, like even Raheel, as much as I tease Raheel, like he started
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu with me over 10 years ago. So like he has some fundamental knowledge of what's going on. Obviously Mike being a black belt and have competed a lot. These guys know what's going on. So but we're not going to, at no point has Eric ever went like, hey guys, you can't say this or you can't say that.
Yeah.
Because then you really just restrict like their ability to talk in free form.
First Amendment, baby.
And I think if you look back at Whitehead's last fight, his fight with Coker was fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun scrap.
Right.
And I think it was more of a wanting to see that. And honestly,
Yeah.
like let's be honest here, he looked like he was 2 weight classes bigger than Tater.
He really
Massive.
did.
He looked massive, and I think it was just more of a they know how good Bruce is, and maybe we didn't understand.
We didn't see that. Yeah.
What about the survivability of Tater, man? And every time they got on the feet, Tater was winging it.
Tough.
Man, he was getting after it. He was a
on the
fun
feet,
kid
yeah,
to have.
and whenever he was on his back, you know, he was. I don't know if the cameras or the mics picked it up or not. He was talking a lot of shit, and you're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
man, you're a cowboy.
Yeah.
A cowboy would stand and bang. Let's get up and bang,
Hey,
bro."
he's like, I thought you was a black belt.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Bruce came-
That he was
came
talking
to
a
me-
lot of shit from his back.
Bruce came to me after the fight and apologized for his performance. Said he felt flat. Said he didn't feel like himself. The weight cut really bothered him.
Sure.
So I mean,
And that's the fight game. Those things happen for sure.
he's still undefeated.
Yeah, he's still undefeated. Was it the most entertaining fight? No. Now, if you're a Bruce Whitehead fan, that fight went exactly how you wanted it to go.
Right?
Man.
Hey, my guy won.
Like,
Fuck you guys.
When he was on the feet, Whitehead was landing. Like, there wasn't any place like he was losing the fight. So it's just, that's our commentary, man. If they want to say they're not enjoying what's going on in that moment, then okay, no worries, man. They
By
didn't
all
enjoy
means.
it.
Hey, listen, I've heard Dana roast DC
Oh yeah.
on his commentary stuff before, and DC laughs it off and moves on. DC's great. I think DC's great at his job. Dana's a fucking man. Nobody's gonna always share the same opinion. It is what it is.
No. Nor would you want to hear it.
Speaking of, hey, listen, this first break is brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. Just got my first refill right there, getting that monkey spirit in you. Diego rocking the old school first edition Howler Head shirt there. I like that. I like that. I got that Howler Head ambassador shirt. I don't know if I'm still an ambassador or not. I haven't made any of the posts I'm supposed to make. It all goes on Fury's page.
What is this?
What do you got there? Oh, that's that heavy metal racket, baby.
There you go, baby.
It's that heavy metal
Hey, no,
racket.
this is the mullet.
It's the-
They call this the mullet from the mullet maker.
Dude, one of my favorite
This dude.
Myron Dennis. Listen, hey, this was
Hey, this is like the fight companion.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Myron Dennis
Yeah.
got this
Look at Myron.
retweeted a bunch
Listen,
of times.
I
This
love
walkout.
Myron Dennis, the 2022 walkout of the year winner. My guy, this was not it. This was not it. Like I
Hey,
love.
but Walker did text me right after he acted like he hurt his knee and turned it into a dance move.
That was hilarious. That was
Oh,
hilarious,
damn.
man. Like,
I missed that. That's
Watch.
some Walker shit for you. Though.
have you seen that part where he grabs his knee?
Watch, he's about to
Dude,
do it.
He'll take a few steps to watch.
Walker was like, I thought he hurt his knee.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought
And he
I thought
about
that
to
was
be
part
out
of the
for-
dance.
He was about to be out. Well, it was part of it. He turned it into part of the dance.
Did he legitimately hurt his knee?
No, watch. It's coming up here in a second.
That looks like some.
Doing his little thing. He blew it out. He blew it out. Oh no. I thought he was going to go stanky leg here, like Rashad
Right,
Evans. but
right.
He gets over here and look. Oh,
I feel like I was watching the
Ah!
WWE.
We don't see Wayne doing that at the club.
I feel
Yeah,
like if Myron had some backup dancers with him, this could get a nominee for walkout of the year. It was entertaining. It was fun.
It was
Classic
fun for the
Myron
live
Dennis.
crowd. It was a little change of pace from your traditional walkout. So.
What do you think of this card? Anybody on this card get some looks for Contender Series?
I think
This
a
year?
couple. I think Tracy Reeder's going to get a look.
He's
I
got,
realize-
he's got to get another win and a finish. I think.
He needs another win and a finish. But
I think
you
he's
figure-
1-1 in his last two.
But he's 6-1 overall with 5 finishes. I mean, he's very, and the guy he lost to, Markel Medeiros, is an absolute savage.
Markel's going.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on his date.
Yeah, a matter of time for him.
I think AJ Cunningham could get a look.
Okay.
I think not finishing. Wait, he did finish Mullen.
So Tracy's 6-2.
Yeah, a lot of the fights did go to the judge. I could see why
No.
you forgot
Wasn't
that.
it more of a split decision?
Tracy was coming off of 2 losses.
2 losses.
Josiah Harrell though 5-0, and Markel 5-1.
And Markel Medeiros. He fought 2 savages for those fights.
Now, if I look at Tracy Reeder though, and I look at his wins,
Yeah.
he did beat Nick Whitehead. But Nick was 0-0. He beat 2 guys were debuts. One was a 0-1, a 4-7, and a 9-6.
As a
So that 9-6 was his best win.
as a fight fan, asking behind the scenes,
Darren Whitney's his best win now.
Yeah.
do they look at the losses like that? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
who they lost to and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whether it's Mick or Sean, generally the first thing they do when they look up someone's record, they look for finishes first. Like literally, it's like
He's all finishes.
this guy's got 12 fights. Does he have 12 finishes? Cool. Now I'm interested. But if he sees 12 fights with 10 decisions, he might not even go look at the rest of it.
Wow.
It's not that entertaining at that point. It's like, okay, well, this guy doesn't finish people.
Yeah,
it's like
so
a
I mean, his first 5 fights were all finishes.
Yeah.
4 first round and 1 third round.
So I mean, he's got that in his favor. What he doesn't have in his favor is neither Mick nor Sean enjoy just leg humping.
No. Not at
So
all.
and you could look at this Whitney fight as kind of a leg humping session. Again, not his typical style.
I think he was. I mean, obviously he was coming off of 2 losses.
Sure.
So going into there, he's thinking, man, I better play it safe for this one. I got to get the win.
I need this win.
The win is most important. And that's what happened.
Now, do they also look at maybe social media presence as far as it's part of their checklist or no?
I think the most important is being excited in the cage. Yeah, like, you can fix the social media shit and everything else, but you ain't gonna fix being excited in the cage. Like, you gotta be able to bring that presence.
One share from UFC's main Twitter account.
Oh yeah, they'll blow your shit up. They'll do it for you.
Fix that real quick. As Rich Burmaster ends our OnlyFans feed.
Talk about yourself, boys.
I thought the AJ Cunningham and Mullen fight was pretty good. Obviously, Luis Gurule.
Gurule. Yeah.
So it is Gurule?
Yes, it's Gurule. I have that confirmed from the source himself. You guys were trying to mess me up on that, so I tracked him down backstage. It is Gurule.
Yeah, that
not
kid,
Guriel.
Man, like, he had some fucking great moments in that fight. We'll see it here in a minute, but
yeah.
You know, Carlos tried to take him down a couple times. Looked like he did a fucking backflip to get out of it. Cartwheels and shit. Like, hey, and they told me going into this fight, they're like, dude, you gotta sign this guy. So when we signed him to 4, I was expecting exactly what I got.
You know what?
Against a tough fucking opponent.
Carlos Loy is no slouch.
What I did not expect in that fight was his patience.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had seen
a 4-0 guy fight like he had 10 fights.
Yeah, and not only that was so, like, all of his wins have been in the first round except for one. I think he had one guy got to the second. He maybe lasted a minute.
I texted Mick about him after he fought. I said, dude, this guy just finished Carlos Lazoya. And he was like, yeah, my eyes are on him. So I said, do we need to get him one more? He said one more would be good. So if they don't pick him up for Contender Series, I think that try and book him for July probably. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, you know, Carlos was one of the top. Well, I mean, he was the top.
And they fought at 35.
He was the top 25 prospect in the nation. Like, he had been, many articles have been written about him.
Yeah.
And, you know, outside of losing the Cleveland McLean fight,
right?
You know, he'd been on a pretty good run. And so going up to 35, I want to say all of his losses except for Cleveland are coming at 35. I was actually very surprised that he gave up on the takedown so early. Like, he really didn't try to shoot a lot against Lewis. Now, part of it was he was paying for it every time he shot in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things to take into consideration. He either looked at it like, I'm not going to be boring this fight, and I'm going to try and do something different and see if I can finish this fight standing, or I have no choice but to finish this fight standing. Try to. Luis obviously wasn't having the wrestling shit.
He wasn't, and
I'd like to go back and watch that Cleveland McLean fight again, because Carlos and his team argue that shit all the time, that he got screwed out of that decision.
It was hard to say. You know, for me to look back, there was a lot of time spent negated on the cage, like in the clinch.
Yeah, but Cleveland was constantly
with Carlos. With Carlos trying to take Cleveland's
That's
back.
what I remember about that fight more than anything was, you know, Carlos trying to drag Cleveland down and, like, trying to get to the back, but not very successful at it. I remember Cleveland stopping all those takedown attempts.
I'm gonna have to get me a pair of those shoes, man.
These are nice, huh?
Yeah.
I dig these, man.
I fucking love those now.
I dig these. Hey, shout out to Space City Collective, the only place. I got some blood on them from the last event. The only
Those are
place.
fucking dope. You know what would set those off? Some black laces.
You think?
Yeah, that'd look good.
Some black laces.
Yeah,
Come on, Diego. You fucking talking to a sneakerhead, baby.
That would be very clean.
I'm a dad.
Hey guys, make sure you go to Space City Collective.
9.5.
9 and a half.
9.
9 and a
Don't
half.
ever say
Did he
9
say
on
a
when
9?
we're fucking
No,
live.
You always go up a size.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 and a half.
9.5.
10.
I'm a 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 18.
15.
Fucking Shaquille O'Burmaster over here.
Wayne's over there like, I only wear boots.
For the most part.
Rain boots, bitch.
I said 9.5. 9. Don't ever say that.
You never go back. You never go back, man.
Are you really 9? Well, let me know, man. I gotta get you a fucking pair of shoes.
Yeah, man, they got a kids section there, right?
Yeah, 9.5. Okay, 9.5. What is your preference if you had to pick one Jordan? One Jordan.
Yeah, it's like, I can't name
Hey, look,
two
there's
Jordans.
the map right there.
Yeah, right
We
there.
got a
There's the
cheat
map.
sheet right behind you there.
Look, you got. Listen, if I'm gonna pick a Jordan, obviously the retro one is My all-time favorite.
Where is the one?
On the top.
Right up at the very top is the one.
That's the history right there. 1984, baby.
Hey, while Diego takes a look, I'm going to chime in. We've probably talked about this before
wanna
on the
say
air,
four.
but the four
I
is
just said it,
my
four.
hands down all-time favorite. The bread.
What about the 3? I got a pair of size 10 cement 3s that Space City gave me last time. And I haven't even put them on yet.
Yeah.
They're in the
I
box.
had some 3s
Hey,
when
I
they
just-
first did like the retro release, 25 years ago or whatever, and had them in the box for the longest, and the logo on the back on the heel crumbled, like broke my heart. I took them out to wear them one time.
Man, I just
Oh,
picked
yeah.
up the
That happens.
Yeah,
If
oh,
you
yeah.
don't pull them out of the box,
Yep.
that glue will
They'll
sit.
crumble.
And the first time you put those shoes on and you walk out, the soles will come
Found out
apart.
the hard
It's
way.
something to do as well with the foam, whatever it is. I'm not a shoe.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it's made out of.
Yeah.
But if they sit and they're not compressed,
Right.
like it
You gotta
loses
wear
it
'em,
loses
man.
its elasticity and so it breaks. I had a couple pair of when Vince Carter was playing. He had the shocks that had first come out.
I actually like the
And,
Okay, yeah.
and I had a bunch
Got
of
a
the
pair of those.
shocks, and I still got a couple pair.
Yeah, I
And
got
maybe
one.
like 2 years ago, I broke some. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play round one.
Did I see you in
I
some
walked-
5s?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Who else had some 5s?
I got a bunch of fives that were
Yeah, man. If you are a sneakerhead, you gotta go check out Space City Collective, man. That's the only place in Houston that you can get any pair of shoes that you want. If they don't have them, they will get them.
Just ask
Go
Dennis
visit.
Rodman.
And as far as expertise, they
Oh,
were on
yeah.
point.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, these dudes, and they ain't gonna sell you no fake shit. You walk in there with some fake shit, they'll burn it. Right
Yeah,
Hey,
on
they got-
camera.
on camera.
On camera,
They'll
burn
turn
it.
your feet into a
I gotta
skit.
say, the Jordan 1 is my favorite. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
that's like my Chuck Taylor. You know, like
When did they start making ones? Do you know? I mean, lows. Jordan 1 lows.
probably in the mid '90s.
Man,
If I had to
because I'm a huge fan of the Jordan 1 lows.
Yeah, me too.
I like the highs, but mids.
And then I like 4 and 5, and then I skip. I don't care about the other ones, but I like 9, 10, and 11. 9, 10, 11, and 10 was the one that really kind of set me off with like being
What is
being
that?
a shoe guy.
29
Yeah,
with the Jumpman on the side of it.
yeah.
I don't even remember those being released.
Yeah, I didn't see those either.
None of the hybrids.
I kind of fell off, after about 6.
Yeah,
I fell off around there, and I didn't really pay much attention.
yeah. 1, 4, and I think 6 probably for me.
One-
I don't know.
four
The patent
has
leather
a-
number.
has
The
a-
11s are fucking dope.
Yeah.
Those patent
Yeah.
leathers.
Hey, the breads, like the bread and the Concord, the patent leather 11 bread and Concords are the shit.
Yeah.
Like you can wear those with like a tux. You can wear that wherever you need to.
You want to be down with the Fury crew, you got to be rocking some J's, baby.
They're low.
I'm
They're
gonna
not,
have to
they're
go
not
to
the high
Space-
tops.
I like
City.
those.
They're close.
Hey, listen. Anybody want to treat my boy Diego to a pair of size 9.5s? I got free tickets for you. Bring him up to the Fury show. I got you.
You have to wear 2 pairs of socks with some 9.5s, though, man.
Oh shit.
No,
Is that
I
you?
fit
socks
9.5.
too,
I
shit.
fit 9.5.
For the 9.5?
Yeah.
Just fucking stuff some tissues in there. Do something.
That's why he prefers Asians, man. With small hands.
9.5, man.
Small hands, Diego.
I remember being like 12.
At what age
hey.
did your foot stop growing? By the time you're in high school,
don't
right?
know.
Senior year.
So I got
Somewhere around there, probably.
I got taller in between high school and going into boot camp.
Bro, do you see my son
Like-
is fucking sprouting up, bro? Like,
It's been a few months since I've seen him.
Hey,
Probably
so how tall is he now? Probably
New Year's, I think, is probably the
6
last
foot.
time I
He's
remember
taller than
seeing
you,
him.
right?
yeah, he's 6 foot.
Are you gonna tell him, or
I'm 5'10".
are you gonna tell him like who his real dad
Are we
is?
doing 23 and me?
Hey, hey, you want my
Are we gonna get Mari in here? Mari Povich? Find out who sired
Listen.
this child.
My uncle got signed to the San Antonio Spurs straight out of high school.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, and he didn't go.
What are you saying?
Well, they're fucking high blood in my family. My uncle got signed to the San Antonio Spurs straight out of high school.
Yeah.
My grandpa was a professional boxer. He was 6'2". My uncle was 6'4".
So you got like the
6'4".
leftovers. When
All the
what?
height is on
In
my
the
mom's
gene-
side.
in the- oh, is it? Okay.
All the height is on my mom's
I see.
side.
Like I've got
Eric's
both of
like
my
me,
parents.
short end of the stick, man. I
both
got
of my
uncles that
actual
are like
parents
6'2",
are short.
6'3".
So like I didn't know. I had no clue. But like both of my actual parents are short. And then I got this uncle who's tall, and I'm like,
It's weird how that happens, right?
You kind of sit back sometimes and you're like,
Uncle
that
Daddy
would make more sense. Like, this doesn't make sense.
If you look at my dad's side, though, and his brothers and stuff, like...
Your dad wears boots. It's hard
My
to
dad's
tell.
5'9".
Okay, yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
He's 5'9", I'm 5'10", and I think I'm the tallest of my brothers. They're both 5'8", 5'9". And then my mom's side...
And EJ's out there at like 6'2". Like...
Yeah, but then Tara's side of the family, like, her dad's not real tall, but her uncles are.
Yeah.
Like, his brothers are kind of tall. So.
Hey, you can speak to this now. It's a weird feeling. I don't think... Is your son taller than you yet, Diego?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's
I
coming.
mean, I don't think a lot of this shit has to do with, like, what's
Ashton's
in food
right
and stuff
there.
now is not the shit we were eating growing up.
No.
No, there's steroids in all their food, man.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
I mean,
look, I know. I
my son's
mean,
getting jacked.
Devin, man, my son Devin, like he turned around, and one day he was this like 12-year-old kid who was skinny, nothing, and then now I'm like, every now and then I have to check the height when I walk down the hall. I'm like, am I still? Because he's massive. I'm like, dude, I'm at least you feel like you're 2 inches taller than I am all of a sudden, and that's a weird feeling when they start to get your size. And you just got to keep checking him in the gym.
Yeah, like, dude, I'll be in the kitchen or something, and my son will just come up behind me and try to fucking take my back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit, like, fuck off.
Can't even relax in your own house.
Get over. Hey, yesterday he came to me. He's like, "Hey, Dad, look at this video of these kids boxing at school. They're garbage. Like, I'll whoop their ass." He got like 2 sophomores boxing, just throwing haymakers.
Has he tried to like buck up yet?
No. He's a good. Listen, man. All in all, he's a
good
great
kid. Yeah.
He's a super great kid, super respectful, and I think even if he felt in his heart that he could whoop my ass, which he never will.
Yeah.
He would never test me. He would never try it. And I'm the same way. Like, I would never do that to my dad.
I think
I would never try and do that to my dad.
That, like,
my
speaks-
dad's a gangster though.
Yeah. Your dad fuck you
speaks
up.
to- Hey, your
Shout out, Pops.
your dad is one of the few men who like will see a ruckus going on and be like,
Oh, he's in it.
I got to get in the middle of that shit.
Yeah.
I
He
got to
don't fuck around,
I got to
bro,
get in the
right?
middle of that shit now because I'm going to stop that
Like,
shit. He
but
don't
to
care
me-
what's going on.
Like, he'll always be the toughest dude I've ever known. Always. Like, and then he almost whooped the dude's ass in Duncanville. Like, did y'all hear that story?
Oh yeah.
About the guy in Duncanville?
No, I didn't hear this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
It was a person.
yeah, it was a person in Duncanville, and like
Oh, man.
They were
So
loading
we
out.
know
I
who
ha-
this person is.
I had already left.
Off air.
And the crew was loading out. And apparently he came and had a problem that they were taking too long. It was almost 1 a.m. And he's saying we're supposed to be out a long time ago, that we're not moving fast enough. Started giving my mom and them a hard time. So my mom tells Chris, I think, and says, "Hey, go tell Eric's dad that this guy's giving us a hard time, saying y'all better hurry up." So by the time Chris goes to tell him, the dude's already out there talking shit, saying, "Hey, y'all need to hurry up and get out of here. We don't even know why y'all are still using this venue. Y'all don't do much for us or whatever."
Oh, man.
So my dad kind of smarted off to him, and then he turned around and told my dad that you talk a lot of shit for a little squirt.
Ooh.
So my dad told him, "Listen here, you fat motherfucker. This little squirt will break this size 10 foot up in your ass." Well, I guess the dude didn't expect him to say that.
Yeah.
So he turned around and walked off. My dad says at the end of the night, he was like, "All right, guys, y'all have a nice night. Y'all safe travels
See you
back
next
home."
time.
But the least to say, we won't be using that venue in Dallas anymore.
Yeah, man.
Duncanville, not Dallas.
Yeah, Duncanville. That's not my favorite
Tough
venue
cookie.
anyway. And to hear him talking shit like that, man, I remember them. They were kind of pissed off that we didn't have 50 fights or whatever on the last submission hunter.
Yeah.
We only had like 40.
But the issue is like this is when you go into a venue and you book a facility, like it's supposed to be a thing where everybody makes money, everybody benefits.
Yeah.
Number one, the venue is probably already benefiting because we're paying you, number one, to go in there. So you're already in the up.
Your bills are already covered.
Right.
Right.
So when you want to collect off vendors, concessions, alcohol, everything, and we get no part of that.
Yeah.
Now I know, okay, well, they're all about themselves.
No thanks, to
Yeah.
borrow a quote from a friend.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Hey, listen, Pops comes from that old school line of like, I'm not gonna take no shit. Like I'm not gonna give you shit, but if you give me shit, it's on.
Right. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
on. Like we're super
Pops of mine
respectful.
is, he'll own it. Listen, my dad's a Christian, man.
Do no harm.
He was a cop for 25
take
years.
no shit.
And, you know, he's going to show respect. But, like, he's going to show respect as long as you respect him.
There's a saying in the military. It says, be polite, but have a plan to kill you.
Is it just me, or is this Meyer and Dennis fight the longest fight ever?
No, it seems like it, right? Third round. You were in the Marines?
Yes, and Army. I did both. And I did
Marines
both
and
boot camp. Yes.
Diego was a dual service dog.
Did you do any tours? Like,
I did.
in other countries?
Yes.
Where? Asia?
No, I never got a chance to go to the age.
That's where you tell them Asia is not a country, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that continent.
Asia?
Nah.
China?
Nah.
I did 2 tours
Middle
in
East.
Vietnam, sir.
Middle East and Europe.
Hey,
Middle Europe.
I hear them Thai massages are the shit, bro.
Hey,
I heard
I heard one of those got shut down in spring last week, Diego.
Did you bust that place?
Were you
got
like
out in time, right?
Yeah. You were out of harm's way by the time that all went down.
I got a
right?
phone call.
Hey, Diego just finished up, and he's like, "All right, come on in, boys."
They're all yours.
He's like,
Is that how it works?
They're clearly doing the dirty in here.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I heard the guy shut down because one of the workers offered sexual favors. It's like, how does that work, Diego? Are you supposed to ask, or are you supposed to wait for him to offer?
So I did clarify. I was wrong. If you ask a cop, are you a cop? They can lie.
Yeah,
Sure
100%.
can. Sure can.
I can't believe he didn't believe that.
Hey, I wouldn't
Like,
ask my dad. My dad, I'm gonna believe my dad. He's like, yeah, they can lie.
If what you believed were true, then criminals would outsmart the cops at every crime
You
that
are
ever
a cop,
happens.
aren't you?
I mean, that's one of the things that, like, when they're interrogating somebody, like, they'll say whatever they need to say to get you to open up.
Yeah, you got to get you to incriminate yourself.
Yeah, so like
That's
I
fucked
forget
up.
that there's
That's why you
there's an
always
actual,
lawyer
like,
up,
statute
kids.
or law that allows them to use misleading information, and it's not entrapment because like we know what you just need to admit it. We're gonna get you to admit it. So
What? How many more years you got?
3 more years.
You gonna stick with it?
No.
No thanks.
Are you gonna do your 3 years?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my 3 years. That's it.
That's
He's going to get his
That'll
retirement.
make what? 25?
Huh? 20 years.
so you're saying
20
there's-
years.
You're not gonna do 4 years.
No.
Is there a benefit to staying more than 20?
Yes.
There is a benefit.
Yes.
Every
You get
year?
like 10-15% more of your retirement
Every year.
every year. Yeah.
Okay, so when you retire, you get a check for the rest of your life.
Pretty much.
A pension, pretty much.
You're
Pension.
welcome.
Yeah.
Is it a pension?
Yeah. So.
Hopefully Fury gets to the point where nobody has to worry about shit. That's what I'm waiting. That's what I want, man. Like my thing
that's
is
Fury
for all my
401k.
people to fucking to benefit. You know, like I want us to all be riding the big fucking white horse, right?
That'd be
Diego?
nice.
He looked like he got into a fight right before
Right
he
before-
got
Yeah,
there.
this referee, I really like
Yeah.
this referee. I
Look at-
forgot his name.
He was Saget.
You know
That's
who he reminds
Saget.
me of? The Mummy, the movie The Mummy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Look at Myron with that big ass beard.
I thought he was Saget from Street Fighter.
Look at Wayne Leger. You see Wayne Leger back there?
Who is this bullshit announcer we got on here?
I don't know, but I can see his socks and I like it.
I do. Oh.
You know, it's funny. Wayne will take his shoes off to walk onto the sub hunter cage.
Oh, he gives no fucks
But he
about
gives
the
no
cage.
fucks during the Fury cage. During the Fury cage, he's like, these loafers are staying on, baby. And
These loafers.
No show, baby, no show.
Logan Cunningham right there in the commission now.
Who is that?
Yeah,
guy? I see
Andy
him sharing
Maynard.
all your shit.
Yeah, so Logan fought for LFA and
Oh, he
Legacy.
used to fight.
Yeah, he used to fight at Legacy. And it was kind of cool. He's got a profile picture that he put up
I saw that.
that I forget sometimes how many events like I've been to or been a part of. And I saw this picture. He's like, from my last fight in 2014 or something. And now at the bottom is Legacy Fight Championships, Richard Burmaster. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. All right. I didn't even know I took that. Cool. Mr. Darren Whitney
Dang.
coming.
Yeah,
Hey,
we got-
this walkout here with this stage
That looked
was
great.
cool. I really
Hey,
liked
that was a great venue. The UMAC was great. Great host, great venue. They just need liquor, but apparently it's
It's a school.
run by a school district. So you're gonna have to sneak a flask in at Tulsa if we run back at the UMAC again.
Hey, you got to get you a Howler head flask.
Yeah, Darren Whitney, 6'3".
I ain't making no
155.
flask comments.
Dude, he is so big for this weight class.
Dude, his record's gonna match his height.
Hey,
After this
9/17, we're back in Tulsa.
September 17th, going back to Tulsa,
Breaking
Oklahoma at the
news.
UMAC.
Mark
Breaking-
the calendar.
Breaking news.
News.
Save the date. Put that in your phones, on your calendars.
What else we got coming up?
825.
8/20. Oh, 825 Dallas.
825 Dallas. We're going back to
820
Dallas.
Houston.
820 Houston.
Damn, we're gonna be
It's gonna be
busy.
a busy ass week.
Summer of Fury all over again.
We got some Submission Hunter pros coming your way as well.
Killeen, Texas. It's been a long time since we've been to Killeen.
Oh wow, yeah, man.
Killeen was a fun event.
That's
Killeen
been a
was fun,
long
man.
time.
You realize it's been 3 years since you've been to Killeen?
I was gonna say it's been at least 3
Maybe
years since
4
we've been
years.
out
4
there,
years.
man.
4 years. Going on 4 years.
2019.
Yeah, man. Golly, I'm trying to remember like
That was
who all
one
we
of-
had out there, man. Lewis Carter was out there. He did the whole Undertaker entrance.
Yeah.
that was kick ass. That was a lot
I'm
of
gonna
fun.
actually reach out to him and make sure he's gonna be on this card.
That was one of the first sub hunters that I went out of town with.
I competed on that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I did compete on that one.
That was during your run of like competing on 3 or 4 of them in a row. It felt
Yeah.
like
Whatever. He's
The
like
baseball
Vince
joke
McMahon. He's
era.
booking himself to win and
he's
shit.
putting himself over on all these things.
Hey, man, you better tap to my baseball bat choke or else I'm not gonna pay you your commission.
Tracy Reeder
I kid.
with the line of the night about his sunglasses. Did you hear what he came and told
They
us?
don't.
He said they're not prescription, but I need them to see because his shit's so bright. Like that's amazing.
It's great, but it probably went over a lot of people's heads. Like if you're fluent in wrestling promos like you and I are, you get it.
Yeah, it was great.
But a lot of people in the crowd are like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
It was
I don't
great.
get it.
It was great. It's a great line.
Yeah.
Like I hope.
Listen, all of that team of people were fucking great. Like when we went to their
Yeah.
gym the night before.
Oh, yeah.
the week before.
week before.
Yeah. So needless to say, we're going to see Reeder on our
Oh,
917
Reeder,
card in Tulsa.
We'll see, we're
Tater.
not going to see her here, but Kara Greenwell.
Yeah.
Dude,
Tater.
Kara Greenwell is going to be a problem.
She's fucking good.
Oh
bro.
yeah. She won her pro debut.
She made a pro debut against a lady who was 36. Had I don't know how many fights she had.
Actually, so Andrea Amaro is
Yeah.
like 3-2, and they just agreed to fight her. I got to get with Kara and her team and see what date works for them. But yeah, Kara's gonna be a problem, man. And I feel like we can fast track her, and I think Mick's gonna like her.
Yeah,
Like if she goes in there and finishes people the way she just finished Christy.
man.
Yeah,
Christy wants to
stellar
get back in
amateur
there
career.
immediately, too.
Does she?
So
Ooh,
we've
look
got
at that. Tail of the
She
tape.
capped off her amateur record by defeating Mia
Dude,
Graw.
and Mia's a
That's funny,
fucking
right?
problem.
Which I
Like,
mean,
I can't wait to see Mia back.
Mia's a badass. Who saw that
I know
coming?
Mia's gonna come back with like a whole different
Oh,
mindset.
yeah.
When she steps back in there, she's gonna be a bigger fucking problem. Than
It's
she
always
was.
good to see like when a good
That was the
fighter,
best thing that could have happened. To
Yeah,
her.
when a good fighter like a Mia was a stud. Up until that point, she lost that fight. They hadn't really been close. Anybody been close to her?
Nobody.
She loses this fight, and it's been great to see. Like I'm only seeing social media postings and stuff, but she's went back. She's got her mental self back. She got it gave her a chance to rest a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Come back, and now like, dude, I want to see this new Mia Graw 2.0 because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like. Her and Kara are going to meet again in the UFC.
That's the
I
best
guarantee
thing that
it.
could have
I
happened to her
guarantee
as an
it.
amateur.
Yes.
And I love to see that happen in the Amis and not the pros. Like she was on a tear. Mia was on a
Yeah.
tear. She was wrecking everybody, and then that happened. And that fight went 5 rounds. Like it's not like she got washed.
No.
Like she hung in there the whole 5 rounds.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing Mia and Amber Terrell collide at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another struggle that we've had with Amber's.
I see
Her
she's
size.
like going
Her size,
elsewhere.
man.
And, yeah,
That 105-pound division.
right.
is-
There's not a division, in the UFC
I'm
for
just
that.
not interested in that.
Yeah, for us it doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like I get a lot of requests lately for 145 females, and there's really only like 2 or
7?
3 145 females in the UFC. That's not even really a division
Right.
anymore. So it's hard,
Dude, the first 10 seconds,
Yeah,
he gets taken down.
he's he's trying to step ahead and arm.
Yeah,
but
Reeder
Johnny
taking Whitney
Bedford
down.
messaged me the other day. He said, "What's next for my guys?"
for Whitney.
I mean, he's got Whitney, Evan Cutts. Who else? Who else does he have over there as a pro? That's it, right?
JC DeLeon.
Oh yeah, JC.
Yeah, JC.
JC's a banger, man. If somebody would stand up with him.
JC's one of those bangers who just had just crap luck. Like he's went in there and I mean, what he fought Nazim at his second fight or his first fight.
Yeah.
He fights Nazim.
Well,
Nazim
straight up,
Sadikov, yeah.
he really don't say no to nobody.
No.
You know, he's his own worst enemy, and he's got a coach like Bedford that will look out
He's
for
a
him.
promoter's dream and a manager's nightmare.
There you go.
You know,
There
and
you go.
it's,
But he's a dog, man.
Yeah.
it kind of
That
goes
dude's a
back to
dog.
that to what we're talking about with Mia. You've got to try to take your hardest fights as an amateur,
You have
especially
to,
at
man.
the end of your amateur career, because you want to be able to, when you go to the pros, there is a distinct difference in a very good amateur and even an average pro. Like your rounds are longer. Everything is different as you head into this. And so if you haven't had some like 5-round wars as an amateur, it's hard to get in there as a pro and really have you really don't
when you haven't been tested like that.
Yeah, because you don't know. Listen, you don't know who you are as a fighter until you've had to dig through some extreme adversity.
Swim in those deep waters.
You've been rocked. You're exhausted. You're cut. Right? You got someone like this fight here with Whitney and Reader. Not that Whitney ever gave up, but you're stuck on bottom and you can't. You just can't get up. Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna keep fighting? Like, these are the things that separate greatness from just a good fighter.
Right.
And that's what, like, these types of fights you want to see. And if you can get it as an amateur, please take your hardest fight as an amateur and then, coast from there for a little while.
I think once you have 3 amateur fights, you shouldn't really care who they put in front of you after that.
Not really.
And that's like a huge fucking pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
If you have 3 amateur fights, even if you're fucking 0-3, like, you've already been in that cage, you've made that walk 3 times. Like, if we offer somebody and you say no, that's too much for me or some shit like that, I mean, it makes me not want to fucking call you back.
I had a good friend of mine that was, I think, 0-7 amateur. And he went pro and he won, like, his
He
first
probably
2
took
fights.
a lot of fucking hard fights as an Ami then. 0-7. Or he fucking...
Either that or he was terrible.
No,
Who
he
was
did
it?
good.
Tell
Is
me
that a
who it
Bushi
is.
band?
Hey, you want me to answer this?
I know exactly who it is. Nah, tell Brian we're recording because you can't look at this recording.
Yeah, Brian.
I know
What's
his
wrong with
victory
you,
is,
Brian
too.
Duval?
I didn't think he won that fight. So that was Hugo, not Hugo. He's short. Fought at 115. So he fought Sijin.
That was
Okay.
Hugo.
Yeah, it wasn't you. Sijin beat Hugo.
What was his name? The
No,
short guy.
it was. I know his name. If you look up Sijin Curry,
let's get him a fight.
I'll get him his name. Here's a fight again. He's working.
Are
He's
we
like
getting
a door
Sijin a
guy
fight?
at a strip club or something like that.
No.
Singer's coming out of retirement? What?
Who is it?
Maybe you don't follow him on social media anymore. Man, I can't think of his name. Hang on, I'll tell you his name. Talk amongst yourself, boys.
I'm looking it up too.
1:30 to go in the Whitney Reader fight. Whitney's still fighting from the bottom.
Nico Daly.
Nico Daly.
We should do an episode
Yeah.
where we do like a watch along.
So, hey, listen, shout out to Nico Daly. I'm
Hey,
glad
what
you won
happened
that
to
fight.
Hugo?
I didn't think he won that fight. Hugo went into the Marines.
What was Hugo's name?
And
Hugo De La Fuente.
Hugo De La Fuente. He went into the Marines or the
Damn.
I'm pretty sure he went to become a Marine.
Hugo De La Fuente made his fucking debut at Cage Combat 9
Yeah.
versus
Wow.
Sijin.
There was like 9 cage combats before me.
Jesus Christ, man. 5/25, 2012, baby.
That was Sijin's.
Hey, listen, that makes me feel good when I see shit like
I
that.
think that was
Yeah.
Sijin's second fight.
We've been in this shit a long time.
I think that was his second fight.
Okay, so Sijin fought at Cage Combat 9,
Yeah.
Cage Combat 16,
Yeah.
Fury FC 12, Fury FC 13, Fury 19,
OG.
Fury 24, and Fury Fight Night San Antonio.
Damn, he had a lot of. I didn't realize he had that many fights. On
Me
Fury.
neither.
Damn.
So
Dirty
it's-
Aladdin.
2019 was his last fight on Fury versus Jonathan Enriquez.
Yep.
Okay, so he
He's
did come
retired?
back after the Silva
He's
fight.
done.
I remember seeing him since
Yeah,
the
he's
Silva
done.
fight, but that makes sense.
You know, it's to take kind of a quick story about the Dirty Aladdin, man.
Max Akers.
So that kid
Didn't
was.
Max Akers try to start a promotion?
He tried. It didn't work.
Our favorite Aladdin, the
He
dirty
tried to
one.
go to our venue. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So
Akers Promotions.
congratulations for that. So Sijin was always like extremely undersized.
Yeah, 115er.
He should have been a 115er.
Yep.
His first fight, he only weighed 116, and the state made the guy he fought cut an additional 2 pounds to get below. He came in at 25. They made him get to 23, so they would allow the fight between him and Sijin back then. Sijin won, but like he'd always been this really small guy, and he knew like I'm a good wrestler. I'm a good grappler. I don't have a lot of power. I'm not very athletic. I'm asthmatic. I'm all the things you don't want to have, you know. But he
Terrible
was like-
horse jockey.
Yeah. He's not extremely coordinated, you know. Like he kind of smells. No, he
Sijin, dirty.
he got out there and he fought his ass off. Hey, look at the on the mic over there. Fought his ass off. That looks terrible. Fought his ass
Who
off.
booked that guy?
And when he became a pro, he just wanted tough fights because there was no 115 division. There was, he wasn't going to go anywhere. So it became when the Jacob Silva fight came up, Jacob was in the middle of like that 6-fight run where he knocked everybody out in like the first round.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jacob was a sack.
And so you actually messaged me, Eric, and Eric was like, hey, what do you think about Sijin and Jacob? And I was like, give me a minute. I text Sijin.
Yeah.
There was zero hesitation. He's like, yep. I sent it to Eric, and I got to the gym that night. I'm like, so we're good with the Silva fight? He's like, I just want to fight the toughest fucking person I can fight because what other reason am I doing this?
Yeah, man, you got to respect that.
He just wanted to go out there and challenge himself.
Yeah.
And now, to be fair, Jacob Silva slept him, and we left in an ambulance that night. But
that's like the
think about the win streak that Silva was on,
dude.
At that time.
That's the most brutal Fury knockout ever. And
it's up there. It's up there,
man.
for sure.
I mean, as far as the ones that I've seen live, that was my first like brutal knockout
Hey,
to see that close.
Tell you a crazy.
You know who had a brutal knockout? Jeffrey Neal.
Oh yeah.
When he knocked out that I forget what the guy's name was, but the dude's wife jumped the cage. The dude's wife jumped the cage and was in there. How'd you do that?
Was that like Fury 1 or 2?
That was Cage Combat.
It was Cage
Okay,
Combat
that was
days.
back in the day.
I kind of remember that. Holy cow.
But to tell you how cool like this community is, and I'm not sure if all communities, but Houston MMA is pretty like tight knit to a special to a degree.
Yeah.
Man, Jacob and Sijin just went and had lunch the other
saw
day.
that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
saw that.
And Sijin messaged me about how great a time they had and stuff.
It's
Man,
badass,
it's
man.
a fucking sport at the end
Yeah.
of the day. Only assholes are fucking
Holding grudges and stuff like
take
that.
it personal,
If
you
you're
know?
fighting people
Don't
personally,
be that guy that says, when we call and offer you a fight, and you fucking like this post on Facebook, oh, that's my boy, I can't fight him.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends.
That's Eric's biggest pet peeve.
Don't fucking
That's
be that
his biggest
guy.
pet peeve.
Don't be that guy,
He'll
bro.
be like, man, this dude said he trained with this guy 7 years ago one time at a cardio kickboxing
What's
class.
fucking hilarious to me is when I offer
We go
you,
way back.
when I offer the fight and the guy says, oh man, I can't do that, that's my boy, and then I ask the other guy and he's like, man, I don't even fucking talk to that
I
dude.
don't know that guy.
So he's just
I've
scared.
never trained with him.
It's called being scared. I would rather you tell me, man, that's probably not a good fight for me, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's not the fight I'm looking for. Then that's my boy. Don't make shit up. Like, because I'll find out.
Yeah, it's a small.
Would that be on the
close-knit
pro
community.
side or on the
Both.
amateur
Both
side?
fucking sides.
Because, like, I
Both
kind of
sides.
agree with you as far as amateurs. It's just amateurs.
Just fight, bro.
just
Like,
fight.
just fucking fight.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't count. Man, I don't remember the first night that I announced for you.
was it 3?
Well,
Fury
no,
was it?
no. First Cage Combat. It was like Cage Combat 18 or 19.
Okay. And Fury what?
We had a guy. This Fury 3 was my first Fury event.
San Antonio?
Yes. But that first night that I announced for you, there was a UFC veteran that was there. I can't remember his name to save my life, dude. There's a picture of us all backstage that I think Mike Jackson got of us. I'll show it to you later so you can remember who I'm talking
Fury
about.
or Cage Combat?
It was Cage Combat.
Okay.
And hey, bring him in and ask him a couple questions. And talk
Bubba
to him in front- It wasn't Bubba McDaniel.
No. Okay.
We brought him in, and he was talking from the heart about, guys, you're an amateur right now. Don't worry about your record. Take all the fights you can. This is where you get these lessons. This is where you learn these
I can't remember
things.
who it was.
Man, I'll show you the picture, and you'll both be like, "Oh yeah, of course, it's
The
that
white
guy."
guy?
Yes, it's a white guy. Man, it's
A
killing me that I
UFC
can't think of
vet.
his name, but we'll figure it out off the air. But
I'm just
he
gonna
said
say
a
it
lot
was
of the same
KJ
things, man.
Nunes.
It's like take these
Oh,
lessons.
it's Chuck
now.
Liddell.
Oh yeah. The Iceman, of course. Yeah, it was
Chuck
him.
Liddell.
It's
That
totally
makes
him. But his advice was a lot of like what you're saying, and it was take these fights now.
'em,
When
man.
you're amateur,
Like-
it doesn't matter. When you turn pro, everybody starts with the same clean slate.
Yeah.
Get the hard stuff out of the way now as an amateur.
But even now as a pro, like, if you got a guy that's, y'all are both moving up the ladder quick. Maybe y'all have trained together a couple years back, or here, once every few months or whatever. He's in a different city. He's not part of your home team. Fighting for Fury right now, I don't know if people saw the article that dropped on MMA Junkie USA Today the other day, but fighting for Fury right now means something. If you get on a Fury card and you're winning fights and you're finishing fights and you get noticed, the chances of you being seen and going to the UFC are huge. They're
Yeah.
big. So if we offer you a fight and it's a fight that's going to bump you to the next level, why say no because you've trained with this guy 6 months ago or a year ago or y'all talk on Facebook or whatever? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're trying to make it to a place in your life where you can provide a living for your family and train every day and do what you love and get paid to do it. And this is what's going to take you there. So, I mean, these dudes need to really start thinking about that.
I think people forget that while this may be this is a team training sport,
right?
But it is an individual's business,
right?
You know, and when you were fighting Eric, you were in the Eric Garcia fight business.
That's it.
That was it. So whoever was put in front of you, Eric Garcia had to fight. It wasn't Team Took had to fight this team, and I think too many people just get that wrong, and. You know, you look at opportunities that come and go and people don't take because they're like, oh, well, I'm not talking about affiliations. If you're affiliated with somebody, I understand that.
Or if you're in the gym with somebody every day.
Right.
It's different.
Right, but if you just train every now and then, man, fight. Fight because, listen, neither of you are going to go where you want to go if you keep skipping the fights.
I really don't remember. I don't remember getting a choice. Back then, like I made my debut in 2010.
It was different.
Yeah, I don't remember Mick. Jace was my coach. Jason Travis were my coach. I trained with Andrew Craig a lot, but Jace would just come to me and be like, "Hey, they got this guy. You're scheduled to fight on this date.
Yeah,
and let's train." I didn't fucking know who he was. Facebook wasn't huge where I could go find somebody, find videos and shit.
Even posting fights on. Thanks, Diego. Even posting fights on like YouTube wasn't that big of a deal then.
No, there was nothing.
You would find some stuff, but there wasn't a whole lot. At that time, maybe there was a Cage Door article about him or something like that. But for the most part,
but there was no videos.
There was no videos or nothing.
Nothing.
The original OG Cage Door.
And I remember when Mick would make offers. No, when we were making offers, we'd make offers to people, and it wasn't an offer of like, hey, I've got X or I've got A or B. It was, hey, man, I've got this fight against this guy. Do you want it? And if you said no, we went on to somebody else.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember ever getting to say, man, I really don't want to like. Like, what was I supposed to say? I don't like the guy's name? I don't like that guy's name. Like,
man, I don't know. He's got a submission on his record. I don't know.
He liked my Facebook picture, man. We go way back.
There was no choosing. It was just like fight the guy and that's it.
You got to be selfish. Stay loyal to your team. Stay loyal to your teammates. But as far as like friends and stuff like that, man, those friends aren't getting you where you need to be.
Talking about Cage Door, I remember.
Oh,
as a fan,
that's Matt Hughes' old coach. Damn, look at Wayne, how young he is.
Hey.
Right here. What's that guy's name? Matt Hughes' old coach.
That's not Pat Miletich.
No. But he used to train. He used to be in Matt Hughes' corner.
Yeah, that's
What's his name?
What is his name? Wayne, you look a lot better now.
What's his name?
Hey, thank you. I love you too.
I can't think of his name. Man. Is that Ricky behind you? No, that's that dude from Paradigm.
What's that guy's name? Google it real quick.
How am I gonna? I can't Google that guy's
Hey,
name.
I was able to get a face for you. So
he was always in Matt. I don't think.
it's like, man,
I don't think he was
I
in
can't
UFC.
think of his name, but I could see his face.
He was a wrestling coach in Matt Hughes'.
Hey, look at Eric. Eric looks a lot younger too. Come on, man. Like we were babies
He was
coming
a
up in this
wrestling
fight game
coach-
together,
He
man.
was a wrestling coach in Matt Hughes' corner, but
That was
I don't
back whenever
remember-
I was just rocking the Razor Ramon stubble before I grew the beard out a little bit
I
more.
don't think he fought though.
I don't remember that guy fighting.
Mark. His name was Mark something. Mark Fiore or some shit.
Yeah, sure. I'll buy that for $1.
you know, as a fan, I remember, was it you guys, right? Cage Door would do those post-fight interviews.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
You know who else I see in this
that's what really
picture,
got me
man?
started
That's him,
with-
bitch. I
and
told
I
you.
was, yeah, when I was
His
seeking
name is Mark
Mike
Fiore.
Columbus.
Eric Garcia.
That was
video.
Score.
That was the used hit squad.
Mark Fiore.
Mark Fiore
that's-
with that,
so
that
that's-
sage
that
advice
is
that I was
the-
talking
What
about
was Mark
earlier.
Fiore doing at
That
Cage
was
Combat?
after Miletich Fighting Systems, and
MMA
that was
coach.
when he made the Matt Hughes hit squad.
Yeah.
And
that's
that
it.
was Matt had left Miletich with there was because at that same time, remember Matt had fought for the 170 title, beat Carlos Newton, but the former champ before that was Pat.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
And so now you've got these two big dogs, both 170-pound champion, And Matt ended up going and making his own thing, and he went to American Top Team and saw. Anyway, there was a whole thing he did at that point. But yeah, Mark Fiore, is really good coach. I don't think he ever fought that I know of. I mean, I'm sure
he probably told Wayne he fought.
Hey, it was we had a guy with UFC experience in the house. I don't remember exactly how Eric put it to me, but he's like, hey, get him in the cage, man, and talk to him, and he gave that advice to all those young fighters.
Right.
Yeah, but Diego, you mentioned
great advice.
Like the videos and stuff on the cage door. Do you guys remember? It was either Pure Sport or Pure Blood. There was this video company that would come out to us. I can't remember who they were because they were one of the first people that Mick told me to say no to. And, for those who don't know, like, I got started, my job at Legacy when I first started
was to say no
to people. Lone Star Beatdown, I guess, actually.
Bam.
Was to say no to people because Mick and Andrew really don't like saying no to people. Like they're such, like, kind-hearted people.
Yeah.
And so my first job was literally...
You're the no guy.
I was the no guy.
Yeah.
When people wanted, like, hey, shout out to my guy, Tony Roscoe. I love you to death, R.I.P. But... that dude would ask for like 20 tickets a show. Like 20 tickets a show. And Andrew would be like, hey, can you go? Like, you need to tell him. I'm like, all right, yeah, I got this. And then so these guys would come and they would sit cage side and they had the old Canon, like, flip camcorders. And they would record the fights.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
And they would put them up on their own YouTube pages.
Yeah, no.
And we just let it happen for forever.
That's a no.
And at some point, they got pretty big. They were going around. They were in Florida. They were everywhere, doing these videos, man. And they would put out awesome highlights. Like they did really good work, but it was, you didn't own your own content then, and we were on that. We weren't on a channel yet. It was just Lone Star Beatdown, and then became Legacy. So that was one of my first jobs, was to like tell those guys, hey, you got to stop recording. And then we ended up doing similar stuff with the cage door. We started recording all the fights, and we owned all the footage, and we would put it up for Mick and everything. And that's how we established that relationship really with Mick.
And then now you're that guy for Eric Garcia. I noticed that early on in your tenure. After I noticed you weren't just taking the pictures anymore.
Yeah,
I noticed your role increasing, and I'm like, oh, that's Eric's no guy, because Eric is a lot like Mick in that regard, he's a really nice guy. He's great to work with. He doesn't like being that no guy, though.
He doesn't. Like, Eric will be quick to say yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he deals with conflict and all that type of stuff.
Oh, of course.
But he would rather say yes to keep everything moving forward and keep the ships raised and keep everybody happy,
and figure it out
than
later.
say no and be like in those types of situations.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That's where we need a bad guy. We need a Rich Burmaster.
I'm always the bad guy, man.
Let's do it, Rich.
That's right. That's why you say you're the janitor.
Let's do it.
I'm the janitor, man. I'm cleaning up shit. I'm always like pissing somebody off every show. Whether it's an employee of us, whoever it may be, I'm gonna piss somebody off every show because, look, my job is not to care about your feelings.
Yeah.
I do not care about your feelings. What I care about is the brand and the quality of the show. That's it.
That's it.
Boom.
So if it's something I'm messing up, I got to step back. I mess up all the time. But it's not my job to sit back and go, hey, Diego, we made a mistake, buddy. Let's fix this. I got to be like, Diego, what the fuck's going on?
Yep.
And in the moment, what I will say that
How many times do we text you in the TV truck during the show? We're text Diego, tell Brian.
Yep.
Tell fucking Sam. Tell this. Tell that. Like, we're constantly looking at shit.
Yeah.
He's got a headset on, and we left the headset last time. I'm like, Rich, fucking tell them this is going on. Tell them this. Tell them that. Whatever. Like, it's, dude, I'm a fucking perfectionist.
This is behind the scenes stuff that you guys are not gonna see.
I think to a degree too that being in the military and having had to deal with just shit shows.
Yeah.
Shit shows where there was like no direction and unbelievable expectations with no preparation for those expectations. I see Diego remains cooler and calmer in those situations.
100%.
And he reminds me of like being in the military. It reminds me when I was in the military of like how we interacted, because it was like, here's problem, okay, fixing it. That's all we need to do. Yeah. I'm sorry that my voice is raised during a show,
and that's understandable.
Where we're loud and we're getting shit done.
It's a lot of,
I've got this much time to communicate the issue and the problem.
That.
I got to say the problem and the issue, and then get back to doing my job.
As a matter of fact, it's like this.
Yeah.
This much time.
So I will say it's great to have someone like you running the production backside of it to be able to like, hey man, you understand what it's like to be in the shit. We just got to deal with it. We got to get figured out and get going forward. Other people get it. People get offended, man.
Yeah.
People get offended when you.
I know.
When
They
you
do.
talk too hardly to them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, suck it up.
Suck it up.
It's okay.
Yeah. Welcome to the Suck Show.
Hey, remember Eric got upset while they were playing this in the venue, and we started. I think we text Brian. Or we might. He was like, "The fuck is this? This fight already happened. This is garbage."
I thought they were advertising the fight.
I did too, because he sent it to me, and I went down, and I'm like,
You're like, text Brian.
I'm like, fuck, text Brian, man. Tell him, what are we doing? Don't play this shit again. And then we see it's just about Henry. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're fucking stupid. Brian was on point.
We
Shout
got a-
out to DNA
hey, we got a
Studios,
new
Brian
Fury
Ball.
belt design coming.
Ooh,
Really?
Yeah.
It's in the works. When we dropped that TMF, that bitch was bad.
That was-
You know,
that
I'm
was the best
honored.
belt.
I'm so freaking honored that I'm part of this as far as watching the growth. You know what I mean? Just
It's been
watching
a
the
long
growth,
time,
you know?
man. It's been a long time. Look at that walkout.
Is that how you spell Gingler?
No, that is not.
That's
I
Gang
noticed
Lar.
that.
Hey, that's-
I noticed that
Gang
from the
Lar.
cage.
Oops,
Sorry,
oops,
Diego.
oops.
Ganglar.
Hey, that's copy and paste.
Right there, look. Well, that's right. L-E-R.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It's right everywhere else, but
I
on
copied
the
and pasted
walkout
from-
screen.
Not from the doc. My doc was right. Because Brian got the doc, too.
Yeah, you're always on point with the spelling, Eric.
I've
I've learned to quit
Oops.
questioning
I'm
your
sorry.
spelling. So whenever I see that, I know
Diego.
I know who fucked up.
Hey, I'll take responsibility.
Hey, we got
ownership.
Hey, Diego had a
Ownership.
flight to catch, so we got to cut up some
Ownership.
slack. man.
Ownership.
Yeah, speaking of flights, did you hear about what happened with us? With me and Wayne?
Oh man,
Oh my God. Go ahead, Wayne.
damn! Here we go.
Dive
huh?
in, baby.
And so we were flying out. Eric was going to drive back. We talked about
Yes,
this, after the show. Eric was going to drive back with, his dad and the crew and the cage and everything. And Tara was flying out the following morning. I was flying out 8:45. Anyhow, I get to the airport early. Get there about 8 o'clock. It's a small town, so you can do that. You get there about 45 minutes early. Boom. I saw Tara walk in, and she had some business to take care of. Okay, cool. So I was expecting to see Tara on the flight, but then Eric walked up. Oh, hey, cool shit. So we're catching up in the airport. We're planning to fly out at 8:45. It comes time to board, and there's a delay. What's the delay? We're not getting any details. Finally, after 30 minutes, they tell us the PA system on the plane doesn't work. So they've got to get that fixed. It turns into this whole deal. Finally, after an hour or so, they don't say that it's canceled, but they ended up canceling our flight. And it's all, don't worry, we'll get you where you need to go without many details. So everybody's scrambling, trying to get on the next flight out, which there's only a few seats. Eric was able to get Tara on that flight. Meanwhile, me and Eric are trying to find, trying to get on standby, trying to find some kind of way out. Eric, because he's a VIP million-mile member, Eric gets the last or next to last standby seat or whatever. He gets upgraded to first class with with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, all those VIPs up there.
That was a good time, Russell.
I was sitting in the terminal waiting. They called. I was number 2 on the standby list. They called number 1, and there's all right, that's it. There's no more seats. And Eric says, "Hey man, how's it look?" It's not good, not good.
I really thought you were gonna make it.
I did too. And there was a guy, whenever I got on the list, he's like, it looks very favorable, sir.
Yeah.
So, I thought, but so Eric and Tara made it out on I think it was 11:30. They made it out on that flight. I didn't get out until
That's right.
5:30. 5:30, I think, was whenever we boarded. We didn't leave for a little while, and it's about an hour flight. Dude, and Eric doesn't know this. So I finally get on, I've been at the airport since 8 o'clock. We finally leave 5:30. As we're approaching Houston, I know we're getting close because it's only an hour flight. The pilot comes on, and he's like, hey, guys, there's some bad weather in Houston, so we're above San Antonio. We're going to fly some circles and give the weather some time to clear. So we flew in circles over. And don't worry, we should have enough fuel.
Should?
So we flew in circles over San Antonio for about another hour, giving weather time to clear up in Houston. I finally landed in Houston. It was almost 9 o'clock. So yeah, that's my that's the short version. That's the condensed version of the Tulsa travel situation.
It was a fucking nightmare, bro, because originally we were on an 8 o'clock flight.
Yeah.
We were on an 8 o'clock flight, and they canceled the whole flight because the fucking PA system didn't work. And apparently they couldn't.
It's a small plane too. It was a small plane. I remember that. It's
Yeah, but they said the cockpit had to be able to talk to the
flight attendants.
And it wasn't working. So okay, whatever.
Open the fucking door, man. Shit.
Yeah, so I go to my app and I start looking. I'm like, man, there's another flight at 11 o'clock, but there's only one seat available. So obviously I put my wife on there and I let her.
What a guy.
But then me and Wayne, they're like, okay, well, we're going to get y'all on a 1 p.m. guarantee. But they wanted us to fly American Airlines to Dallas.
Oh, golly.
And then
I left that out. God
and then from Dallas to Houston. So
yeah,
I'm
United
like, okay.
switched us over to American Airlines.
Right. So I'm like, okay, let's make it happen. Look who fucking spelled Gangler like that.
Gangler. Woo.
That's
Man.
Brian.
Poor Jesse Gangler.
Gangler.
Hey, anyway, so
Yeah, Eric and I book it over to the American Airlines terminal, and the line is horrendous. There's at least 30 people in line at the terminal where we have to check in.
Just sitting here fixing it.
So
now you're gonna take a shot for all those fuck ups, Diego.
let's go, man.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, there you go. Straight.
So while I'm standing in line, Eric goes up to the desk, kind of like playing dumb, like, oh hey, we're here to check in, and like that's the line, sir, blah blah blah, and he overhears the American Airlines people telling their customers, well, there is a United flight available.
Yes.
They were putting people on United flights that Eric and I knew were canceled and not happening.
We came from that
So
flight.
Eric came over and was like, dude, we got to get out of this fucking line or we're never getting out of here. And he told me what happened is, okay, so we booked it back over to the United terminal, told them, hey, they're sending people over here. We're not flying out. Find us another flight.
Jeez.
So the flight that I left at like 5:30 on was originally that 1 o'clock flight that they...
5:30 p.m.?
Yes. It was a 1 o'clock flight that got delayed.
Did you go drink anymore?
No, dude. I had enough of the whole situation, man. I should have, but no, I didn't. I just kind of fucking,
we all
YouTubed it. I listened to the Pinata podcast again. I just kind of killed time.
We all switched over to that 7 a.m. flight and had no problems. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all were originally on the 11
Yeah.
that we actually ended up going on.
Yeah. Well, I was originally on the 5. Me and
5 a.m.?
Jeremiah were on the 5 p.m.
Oh, 5 p.m. That's what he ended up doing.
Yeah, and I ended up switching.
It was all fucked up. Anytime you fly into those little airports and shit, though, you're always going to have problems like that, man. There's never going to be...
That's what I'm learning, man.
So whether it be there,
it's
probably
not United.
New Orleans is going to be the same way. Where else do we go that it might be like that?
McAllen, South
Edinburgh.
Texas.
Oh, for sure. Edinburgh's going to be like 9-10 for Edinburgh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
What else we got coming up? We got fucking Challenger
I love
Series.
Burt Ogden Arena.
Fury Challenger Series.
This weekend.
9-10?
This weekend, May 21st, Fury
Okay,
Challenger
let me give you
Series
some dates
4
real quick.
coming up.
You got this weekend off, obviously. I'm going to see you Saturday and Sunday. And then we go into... What do we have next?
This Sunday.
6-11?
6/11.
6/11. You're off?
No, I'm working on it.
Better
Nah, you
fucking
can get off.
Figure it off.
You'll be all right.
Figure it out.
You look sick.
6:25?
6:20. 6:20 and 6:25.
6:25.
6:20 Houston, right?
No, 6:25 is Houston.
Oh, I'm thinking of 8. I'm thinking of 8. My bad.
July
thinking
July
8,
16th in
8,
San
25.
Antonio.
Yeah, 7/16. Are we off from
7:16?
Yeah, San Antonio. Back at the Tech Port.
Love
That's
that.
nice.
venue.
Yeah,
That's a
man,
badass
that's
venue,
that's my favorite
Sell
venue
tickets.
outside of Escapade right now.
So we're at the Tech
That's another
Port.
thing. You got to support your MMA fighters, man. Please.
So we got 7:16 San Antonio, 7:23 Sub Hunter Houston.
Yes. Hey, speaking of that Sub Hunter Houston card, got Thug Jitsu, Eve Edwards.
Oh, in
How
July,
cool
Eve
is that?
Edwards going to be on that one.
Eve
How cool
Edwards.
is
Kick
that?
ass,
Didn't
man.
we get Alex Morano on that one too?
Alex Morono, baby.
Dude.
Hey,
Good win.
We
I still
got-
say Morano too. That's a hard habit to break. He's Alex Morono.
Morano.
we got
Morano.
Jake Heffernan versus Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Diego Lopez is going to be on.
Yes.
Coming to Sub Hunter, baby.
UFC superstar.
Now he's breakout UFC superstar
Dude.
Diego Lopez.
Hey, did we
straight
have
out
not
of
talked
Fury?
about his fucking performance, have we?
What a fucking
Oh man,
killer, bro.
I've
That
only
kid made me
seen
so proud.
clips and highlights. I haven't seen the whole fight yet, but man,
So we were
what a
yeah.
dog! I see why Dana loves him. Same reason we do, man.
So we watched that fight at the was it the Hard Rock?
With the Hard Rock.
We went to the Hard Rock in Tulsa. Ran upstairs, like literally we were running and
Trying to get there,
We found
yeah.
a place to sit down, And just as we sat down, his fucking fight started.
Kick ass, man.
And it was one of those things where it was kind of cool because there was other like fight fans around us.
Right.
And dude, our section, like Sidja was there, Christy, Sierra, Audra,
crazy.
Like we had a whole group going.
But you got
nuts.
to get that like almost like sitting in the crowd experience. Like let's see what the casual fans think
Yeah.
of this. So you got like the raw reaction. You got to see Diego Lopez win over like a
dude. It was
crowd
cool
full
to
of
hear
fans.
people like in the beginning being like, "Look at this kid with his haircut and shit." You know,
Yeah.
He looks like he's in My Chemical Romance or some shit. You know, like,
He's fucking Josh Hartnett.
He is Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
He's Brazilian Josh Hartnett from Mexico. So, but dude, when he started fighting, and even before that armbar, he came out and he was letting his hands go. And if you remember, his first fight with us was Nate Richardson.
Bro, speaking of Nate.
And that was a fucking dog fight.
Yeah.
Dog fight. And I remember watching that fight thinking, this dude isn't just like pretty. Like this dude is
He
tough.
can fucking scrap.
Because sometimes
How many times did he take Nate's back in that fight?
Oh, dude, I've been telling you, you know, Nate fought for us at Legacy years ago.
When I talked to Mick about Nate before we brought him down,
Savage,
and that's when Mick was like, "Man, that dude's fun.
Dude,
that dude's gonna be fun."
Nate is so fun.
And
to
sure
watch.
enough, they put on for that main
So,
event.
what is
yeah.
deceiving about Diego is how good his chin is.
Yeah.
Because that dude takes some shots.
Yeah.
Like, I would prefer to see a little bit more head movement like from my man. But
Does he have head movement like Ronda Rousey? Like
it's not
none
it's
at all.
Not that bad. It's not that bad. But
Bro, he takes the thing with him is he'll take it to give 2 or 3.
Dude, his hands are
Like
so
he don't take
crisp.
it just to take it.
Right,
Like he
right.
takes it to throw some crisp.
Kind of like
shit right
kind of
back.
like a rope a dope.
It's
Oh,
funny
bro.
because it's crazy. Everybody went nuts about his grappling during this fight, of course, because his fucking arm bars, everything was
Right.
so tight. But dude,
The knee
his
bar at the end.
hands, his boxing is legit. That dude, and one of the most nicest, like it's so crazy. There's 2 types of like amazing fighters. There's the brash, come off asshole, which I respect as well. I love that. I love the bad guy.
It's fun to watch.
Right. But then there's when you see these fighters who are so amazing. Alex Morono,
Yep.
Yes.
fucking savage killer.
Yeah, dude.
Killer. But you talk to him, it doesn't matter who you are. He's invested in the moment. He'll talk to you.
That is so
he's-
true.
He's there.
So true.
Yeah,
He's a part of it.
Unbelievably humble.
Diego, like you
Same
talk
thing.
to him, he's there. He's not better than you. He's just talking to you. And now, man, my man went from like basically living on his manager's couch, waiting. So dude's been living in Vegas for how long now?
He's been there for almost a year.
A year.
Making weight every time there's a UFC
Making
show.
weight.
Just in case there's a last short call that he can say, "Hey, I'm ready."
Living
What a guy.
living at his shout out to Jason House, man, with Iridium.
Yep.
Like living at Jason House's house. At Jason House's house. Waiting for his
Jason
moment.
Casa's house.
And it was one of those things where he
The
didn't-
house compound.
This isn't even like a seize the moment. Fucking own this moment.
Yeah.
He almost won that fight. He went in against a top 10 guy in
That
the
dude was
world.
number 10? Hey,
16-0.
He
number
won
10.
over the toughest critic in the crowd. Dana White was singing his praises afterwards.
Gave him a bonus.
Yeah, gave him a bonus.
Gave him a
like,
show win and bonus.
Boom, all that. Like Dana
Had 2
handsomely
ring
rewarded
girls
him.
sent to his room.
I mean that speaks
don't know
volumes
about
about his performance right there.
I don't know about that.
Dana doesn't just do that for anybody.
No, the dude put on, man. Like he made a name for himself for sure. And I guarantee the next time he gets in there, he's gonna wreck somebody.
Hey, can you listen? But I think again that speaks to the level of fighter that we are putting out. Yeah. Listen, that guy had Diego is, you can say he's known as a Lux fighter. Like he fought there a lot.
He did.
Yeah.
His toughest fights were in Fury.
Yeah.
His toughest fights were in Fury. His wars were in Fury.
Think so too.
And then he leaves us and he goes there, and man, you know it's hard. You get connected to these fighters.
Yeah.
And like you care.
Yeah.
You care so much about their future, about what happens, and I think people have a wrong idea of what it means to be a promoter and run a promotion, and think that we only care about ticket sales. We only care
Right.
about we care about the brand and how you as a fighter represent that brand, and you have to be the best you can. So in order for you to be the best you can, we gotta give you the hardest fucking fight we can to get you there. And when you're there, Dude, it is such a crazy feeling to watch on TV. Like, I had tears in my eyes, like, watching Diego perform. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what it's all about,
Dude,
man.
had he got his hand raised, it would have just been the fucking icing on
man.
Dude, I would have ran out of that fucking Hard Rock. Like,
the... You ran out of there naked.
Naked. Balls way lower than the dick. Just smacking it in the You guys ain't got those... Y'all got those 40-year-old man balls yet? Like, man, they float in the tub. Shout out to Barry Lemonette.
I drink collagen in my shit, so I haven't lost my elasticity yet.
Yeah. Hey, I put collagen in my coffee every morning.
So hey, shout out to collagen
I
producers.
Hey, you got to get some collagen.
Listen, what you got to do is you got to get those TRT shots, and they just kind of start to go away, boys.
Actually, I did the Ways to Wellness survey this morning.
Nice.
That's
Rex Road hit me up.
Yeah, that's JP Rex, Jeff Rexroad. That's his wife's
Hey,
company,
shout out
right?
to Ways to Well, Denise Rexroad, Jeff Rexroad. The first doctor, like Denise Rexroad, is fucking amazing. So I don't want to say where I started.
How did Rexroad land her, man? I mean,
I don't know.
right.
Like,
that fucking guy.
Hey, Jeff is the man.
Jeff is borderline Down
Jeff is the
syndrome.
man.
Like, I don't know if you've talked to Jeff. Have you seen the size of his head? Have you seen the size of his head? There's a touch of the tism there.
I'm not supposed to laugh that hard at what you said, man.
I love that dude, man.
Yeah, we all do. We all do.
Yeah, Jeff's awesome.
Shout out to Jeff
He knows I'm
Rexroad.
fucking around.
Send me Jeff Rexroad as a referee.
Sexy Jeff
every
Rexroad,
fucking
baby,
time,
is
man.
the best referee.
Whenever I see him at events, I always like, hey, man, I always ask him, you have the main, right? You got the main event? He's like, yeah.
Hey, so his wife,
Okay.
Denise, right? So she runs Ways to Well.
Is that her business?
I don't. She
works for them.
She works there.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the main
Like a
doctor
nurse
there.
practitioner or
Yeah.
something.
So you have your meeting with her. You're sitting in your blood work and shit, and it comes back, and she was pretty honest about how she's like, listen, I talk to my husband's friends and our friends differently than I would a regular person. I need you to understand this before we start.
I'm going to keep
She's
it
gonna
real
be
with you.
Yeah, she's like, you're gonna fucking die. What are you doing?
Yeah, what
And
happened?
I'm like, Jesus, okay, all right. Well, when I first started Ways to Well, dude,
Are you still doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, a month ago, I weighed 266.
Now
I
it's
should
265.
not weigh 266. Right? I weigh 268 now. No. No, but like this morning I was 242.
Wow.
Like,
ass,
and
man.
that was 4 weeks ago.
Because you're following her direction, I take it.
Well, and so honestly, a lot of it is just like they give you like vitamins and stuff. Like I'm not on anything that's like, oh, you're gonna. There's the Lopez right there. I'm not on anything that's gonna.
Hey, how do you like Bruce Buffer announcing him Lopes?
I'm not on anything that's like a weight reduction thing. But I
Are
take
you on TRT?
Whenever
Yeah.
you get,
Yeah,
whenever you get your
yeah.
hormone levels right,
Okay.
your body naturally does what
It
it's
is.
supposed to do. And,
So I started taking TRT. I started
But they
taking
do like peptides and shit.
dude, everything, vitamins and
Well, let's
everything.
see.
And then she just gave me some recommendations. She's like, hey, follow a diet, whatever it is.
And you're keto.
And she know what she told me to do. She's like, only drink 2 days a week, which I'm like, that's hard.
It's not gonna happen.
I drink a lot. I'm not gonna
That's
do
not gonna
that
happen.
one.
You
So
get better.
I
would
don't
say-
drink 2 days a week.
I would
typically.
say I'm like
You don't?
No, man. With you guys, it's typically it.
I am.
Really?
I am. I drink.
Unless Anita and I happen to go
every
out,
night.
which
Same thing.
with
like
kids
2
we
days.
don't
I
get to
probably
do
have a
as
drink
often
every
as we
night.
like.
So we're on the
I
same.
probably have a drink every night.
How many
I got
kids
it.
you got?
Who?
All y'all.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got
I think me and Rich are on the
4.
same page.
Kids got me drinking every night. Ain't every
I
night.
got 4.
Hey, shout out
you
to
know
Mom.
what it is we've got 300 kids on roster.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably what drives you
We
guys
got
to drink.
300 kids on roster.
Hey, you know what it is? I'll be sitting there and like, and to be fair, my wife drinks as well. Shout out to my wife. She drinks every night with me. She's champ. She's there.
Kick
So
ass.
Eric, I'll get a message from Eric, and it's always some shit like, "Hey, we need a fill in the blank," like whatever it is. And I know he's doing the same fucking thing I am. I get that message, boop, out comes the laptop or the phone, and we
Or
start
hey,
hunting.
this asshole just pulled out.
Yeah, just pull it out, and it's like you got to get on it immediately.
So what's like the top 3 reasons someone would pull out?
They don't want to. They don't want to have.
Vaginitis.
They don't want to have any more babies.
Vaginitis.
Child
People-
support.
so
Child
people-
support payments are a thing. That's scary too.
He's not lying. That's
I mean,
actually shit happens.
that's really the number one reason to pull out.
Guys, so it's more of like people will accept a fight. Fucking Diego Lopes. People will accept a fight, and then we'll get everything done, and then just a few days later they'll have watched more video of that person. Honestly, at that point, and they're like,
and
I don't
they
wanna
change
do
their
this.
mind.
Yeah, they change their mind.
But they always come back, man. My coach decided it's not the best thing for me.
That's what happened.
Listen, I'm immediately gonna know this dude's probably not gonna take this fight. When I offer a fighter a fight, because they come to me first and ask me to get on a card, and then I pitch them a name, and their first response is, "Oh, let me go talk to my coach and see what he thinks."
Yeah.
And now the fight ain't gonna happen.
Right.
If you came to me and you said, "Hey man, can I get on this card?" Your coach didn't come to me and ask me if you can get on this card.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a name, and now you want to go get an approval from somebody?
I
know this shit ain't gonna happen.
One that's aggravating too is that a guy will accept the fight, and then like a week or two later, be like, "Oh, I can't get off work, man." What?
Yeah.
But they know,
you should have had that cleared before.
Date's coming. Right?
That should have been cleared before he even messages you.
Yeah.
So that they know that date's coming.
And listen, man, we keep track of these guys, bro. Like, there's plenty of places y'all can fight. They don't have to be here.
And I am fucking petty.
Yeah.
And Eric's not. Eric is much more likely to be like, "Let's use this guy and fill this spot in." I'm more along the lines of, this dude said no to us. Fuck that guy.
Eric is going to
He's
say, "Hey, whatever's best for
dead to me."
business."
He does.
Rich is going to be that guy. Nah, fuck that
It's a
guy.
good balance, dude.
Hey, I might bring
guy.
that dude
He
in
said
to get
no
his
to
fucking
us.
ass
Yeah.
smoked. Hey, I'm not gonna say that. I might bring the dude in to get his ass smoked.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, you said no. Now you gonna get it.
look at Diego, man.
Like it looks like he wants it, man. Like
Oh
he's,
yeah, he fucking wants it.
Woo!
Yeah, Diego Lopez
That
with the
right hand's
hands of
hurting you, boy.
fire. Yeah.
Dude, he's fighting a 16-0, number 10 Dagestani guy in the world.
And he don't give a fuck.
Doesn't give a fuck. Oh, you want to go to the ground?
Here he goes to the ground, and here comes that armbar, right?
Oh, no, this is where he starts attacking for heels.
Oh.
heel exposure.
Ooh, wow.
I think he tries to take his back here.
How cool is
Yeah,
that?
look.
How cool is that Jake Heffernan gets a shot at him on the Sub Hunter stage?
It's awesome, dude.
That'll be a fun match to watch, man.
Got
Dude.
Lauren Murphy on that card too.
Hey, can we do like combat jiu-jitsu rules for that one, where they can like do the palm
that'd
strikes?
be cool.
Man, you gotta get the state involved. You gotta get the state involved and shit.
Yeah, look at that
It's
shit.
Such a pain. Dude, look at that, dude. His guard is dangerous.
Yeah, he don't stop.
Diego
moving,
Lopez worked from his back.
I like that name, Diego.
Yeah.
Diego
I bet it's very confusing. It must be very confusing for you to hear all this praise for a Diego, right? Diego's doing so fucking good.
We'll say Diego with the good abs.
As opposed to Diego misspelled this fucking guy's name. Damn it.
That's Diego.
Dude, you are killing it with the noise on the ice chest over there, man.
Diego's into the Howler.
I can tell.
Into the Howler. Shout out to what other sponsors, Rich?
Hey, shout out to Kimura Tattoo Company, slinging the best ink out there. I think they're in Conroe, Texas, right? Conroe, Texas.
Conroe, Texas.
Shout
Kimura
out to-
Tattoo out of Conroe, Texas.
Shout out to Ronnie Byerly. I gotta go by.
Living his best life. I saw he's in Mexico right now. Living his best life,
Yeah,
dude.
man. I need
Hell
to-
yeah.
Recently single.
Yeah,
Hey,
congratulations.
congratulations.
Congratulations on that, my friend.
I'm going to give you the best advice I've ever heard about divorce, and I love this advice. Hey, listen, no good marriage ever ended in divorce. So,
Congratulations on that divorce party.
Congratulations. Watch that. That's public, right?
Yes. It's all public. And we're not going into great
Go bang it
detail.
We're out here ruining relationships.
Yeah, hey, no, that's very public.
honest.
We're
Yeah.
He's being honest.
we're not putting anything out there. He's put a lot more of it out
Yeah,
there.
say
But
shout out
to
to
our boy Ronnie Byerly, man. Congratulations on living your
amazing
best
man.
life.
There's that armbar, baby. Look at that. Oh, how deep that is.
Fucking first round.
There's
Look
that
how-
Diego
I
Lopez
thought he tapped
armbar
for
we
a
were
second.
talking about earlier. God
So look, that's an interesting
damn.
defense. I've never really used getting my knee inside like that.
Yeah, so if you look at the elbow, is
Yeah,
already
that's a
fast.
great defense for that, man.
have you used that defense? I've never tried to get my knee in.
You got his
Never been
knee
caught in an armbar
inside.
like that.
Oh, God.
I've never been caught in an armbar.
Hey, shout out to El Jefe, Eric Garcia, coming out to Strong Style the other
He got a
day.
good group of guys.
Hey,
over
he
there.
beat up every one of my kids.
And listen, he's got a good group of young dudes over there that are coming up.
Yeah.
And I called him. I said, man, I'm gonna come out there and train because my nephew trains over there. My
Yeah, we
nephew's-
can't call him the Baracho Burro anymore.
Yeah, my
though.
nephew's been
Yeah,
dying
Laz.
to get in the cage.
Yeah.
Nephew Laz
And
Garcia.
I said I want to go over there and see what he's about. I've been in the cage.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to get punched. I want to see if he can deliver what's been delivered or if he can take what I can give.
Yeah.
And hey, man, they're over there and they're working, man. Shout out to those dudes, and they're young and they want to make a career of this. I want to be part of it.
Dude, I'll tell you now, one of the coolest things this over this past week has been like, Eric told me, hey, I think I'm gonna come out on Thursday. I'm like, all right. I got two guys. Well, Laz Garcia, obviously his nephew. Like, and Laz knows that he has more obstacles to overcome to get into the cage strictly because out of love. Strictly out of love, man. Got to make sure, and he knows as well, for me, I'm not just putting a fighter in the cage. I'm putting like a family member,
like your nephew-in-law.
I'm putting my brother's family member in there. Like this is my guy. Right. So like I'm putting his nephew in there. So I'm putting my nephew in there.
And at the end of the day, you're gonna beat their coach and him.
Right.
And you want to
exactly.
You want what's best.
And then a shout out to Chris Castillo. For whatever reason, Chris Castillo's had it up his ass that he can hang with Eric. Whether it's wrestling.
He was talking shit in Tulsa.
He was talking
shit in Tulsa. I remember, yeah.
Hey, and I want to say this. So Eric is every bit of 47. What are you, 41? 41.
Yeah, he's like 41
years old. Dude, this group of guys are all like 18 to 23.
I could be every one of their dads.
Every one of them. He said that when he was sparring.
I told all of them. I told all of them.
So every one of them, Josh Aliman, Devin Jones, Chris Castillo, guys you haven't even seen fight yet, Laz Garcia, Damian, like all these amazing group of guys we have coming out. It's an awesome group. Dude,
Eric spanked them?
He spanked quite a few of them. He was so excited that Eric was coming out. Dude, they were getting nervous.
Yeah.
They were getting nervous, and Laz
awesome.
was like, I told Laz, hey, your uncle's coming in. I don't help. I'm like, your uncle's coming to beat your ass on Thursday. He's like, for real? I'm like,
Rich is the one who scared them before it even happened.
Dude, and I'll say, but every one of them were like, dude, that was so cool. Not only to have, like, another black belt, another guy who's got cage time, been in there, who's an undefeated pro coming in. Like, Eric's seen a lot outside of just promoting. Just if you were to look at like training and fighting, he's seen a lot of looks. So just giving these guys something different that they haven't seen.
He's a Travis Took black belt.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, you get a black belt from Travis Took, you've done a lot of shit. So they were super excited. And everybody, every moment, they were, hey, can I go next? They wanted to go with Eric.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, shout out to Eric, man, because he's got these young dogs out there with cardio for days. He's a 41-year-old man.
He's out there hanging with them. Shout out to the TRT.
Eric, and then Eric's like, I just trying to survive after a couple of rounds, man.
Weighs too well for the win.
Yeah, then you got Raul out there getting after it and working, man. Like it was really cool, man, to see you out there. And it speaks a lot to some of the things that we've talked about doing, about going out to some of these other gyms. And
that would have been a cool...
that'd have been a great one to film, man.
Yeah,
it'd have been a great one to film.
That would have been awesome.
I know. We need to.
I was talking to Eric about that in Tulsa. Like, man, we need like a documentary crew filming a lot of this. Dude.
So we have the outline for it.
Diego.
We have the outline for it. Honestly, a lot of it comes from time. Having the time to do it.
Right.
And... it's hard. We talked about doing it during fight weekends. Weigh-ins are done, then we'll go train somewhere.
Hard.
Dude, we're busy. We're so busy.
Yeah.
Are you off on June 17th? I think I asked you already.
Just say no.
Just fucking make plans to be off.
What's June 17th? What are we doing June 17th?
So I'd like.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I think we should go film at Paradigm Combat.
Oh yeah, we can do
Juan
that.
Adams is gonna fight. Karan's on the card.
Yeah, I'm sure Reed would be cool.
Yeah, I mean Reed would be cool with it, but I think we should go us four.
So like we want to.
It's Father's Day weekend, but Saturday night.
Yeah.
Do the podcast out there that weekend
Just
or what?
do like a looking for
looking for a fight.
like a
Let's
looking
fucking
for a
do it.
fight thing.
So
I'm
like
down.
we really want
It's
to.
Father's Day weekend, so I should be able to get out.
Listen,
I should have enough
if-
stroke that weekend to say
if
what I want to do.
Paradigm-
Right?
It's Saturday night, Father's Day Sunday.
If Paradigm is able to start producing talent,
And I talked to Reed about this last week a little bit.
like we want that.
Yeah,
We
man.
don't. We're not trying to hold anybody back.
Not at all, man.
We're not holding anybody
Not
back.
at all.
And those guys would be great to work with. Reed's got some time in our cage.
Dude, Reed's a great guy. He's got. I think Colin Wright's still matchmaking with him.
Yeah.
Colin Wright's been.
Colin
in
Wright's
the cage
been in our
forever.
cage for a while. Yeah,
Wasn't he your 135 champ as an amateur at one point?
I think so.
I think he was.
Yeah, he beat Lil Tony.
Yeah, it's back at. Jeez, that was a long time ago.
dude, I think Reed was on that card that I was showing you the picture of with Mark Ferroni or whatever the fuck his name was.
Mark
already.
Ferroni.
Whatever the fuck you said his name was, man. Hey,
we'll go with Ferroni.
The Howler head's talking now, dude. I don't remember what the fuck the guy's name was.
So like, we want to go to these places, whether it's Tap
Reed
Scrap
was there.
with Pete, like wherever it may be. You want to go out all in combat with Brendan Allen. to go out there and the more we raise MMA in our area, the better it is for everybody.
It's such a valuable partnership to have, man, for both guys. It works out for them. It works out for us.
Listen, I'm not. If you want to get upset because we're asking you to be a feeder, then that's on your own personal.
Yeah,
outlook.
but it's not like a feeder per se.
don't have to.
It
You
is,
don't
but
have
it's
to.
not. No,
You don't have to.
Partnership.
At all.
It's a partnership.
I want to work.
Did you
I
get
want
to
to
read
work
the
with
MMA
you.
Junkie article? If you haven't read the MMA Junkie article that dropped last week about Fury
As a matter of fact, we'll
FC,
drop the link.
Yeah, go check out our
the link. It's right
profiles
here.
and
Here's the
click
link.
on that
Here's
link.
the
Hey,
link.
if I point over here, can you put the link over here?
Look.
Hey, right here. The link's right here. Right here. Toward
Drop the link.
Toward the sack. Right
Hey.
there. Toward
There's the MMA
Hey, Rich
Junkie
Burmaster,
article.
the link is right down there.
It's MMA Junkie USA Today, and it talks about Fury and our beginnings and where it started, where it's gone, the things that we've been through, and how we're a pipeline now to the UFC.
How thorough were they when they interviewed you about that?
They were good. It was pretty good.
It's a cool article.
Yeah, it's a really cool article, man. I
I
think
mean,
they
they
did
didn't do
really
like a
good job.
colonoscopy. They weren't that thorough, but they asked a lot of questions, man. I mean,
No, but I mean, they actually did that interview like probably how many? It's been months.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of months. I had forgot about it. I was like, man, they dropped this article. And it was cool because the Fight Pass VP sent it to me that morning.
who did you talk to for that interview?
Nolan King
King.
from MMA Junkie.
Is he the one that usually come back?
Pete Duffy.
Ben Duffy.
Ben
from
Duffy.
Shirt
Why do I
Off.
call him Pete? Ben Duffy from Shirt Off usually comes out. I don't know. Fuck. My bad, Ben.
gotta get Ben on a podcast sometime.
Yeah,
Ben's
we
great.
have Ben.
He's a good dude.
Ben Duffy.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, but it was cool, man, because I had like Daniel Cormier sent the link, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just checked this article out. That was really good."
Hey, you know what? You know what was weird? The only thing I didn't like about that article.
him to do our podcast with us, man.
The only thing I
Big
didn't
C.
like, hey, thank you. Like they
Safe
gave
hit
me
me up about it.
They gave me a shout out in the art in the thing, but they labeled me as
Legacy.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. Cool.
Yeah.
That's respect. First degree, by the way. But
Fired,
then,
fired by Legacy
and then it
FC.
said former LFA media director. I'm like, bitch, I don't need that name to have it. To have any,
It said former LFA media director fired by Ed Slade.
yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, damn.
That's how that went down. Listen, you can delete that line.
bastards.
And I will say, I'm never one to like toot my own horn or anything. Listen, if you want to ask about me, ask any coach in this game about me, whether it's promoting or whatever it is, and they will tell you who I am. Like, we're honest. I think Eric does the same. When we talk about like what we're doing, there's no bullshit behind it. This is what we can do. I can offer you this. This is the opportunity that I can put in front of you and your fighter. That's all it is to it.
That's it. Take it
There's
or leave
nothing
it.
else.
You don't have to take it.
There's no hidden agendas. There's no nothing. Bitches.
That's it.
Sorry.
That's
So-
it.
Bitches.
So that, yeah, like listen. I don't need those 3 letters to put any clout behind my name. We know all I need is current Fury VP, matchmaker, janitor. That's all I need. I don't need those other 3
Dude,
letters.
all of that was building to this, man. That's the way I look at that, dude. I mean,
Where's my Fury?
Hey, look,
.com
all
email.
that time there, I will say, like, I learned. I'm gonna phrase this.
there's a specific cutoff point, I think, for you that I don't want to speak on, but it wasn't LFA that you learned a lot from.
I didn't learn shit from LFA.
It was
Like,
legacy.
I learned everything I know about promoting, about matchmaking, from Mick Maynard and Andrea, that ghoul Maynard.
I know it breaks your balls to give her any kind of credit.
I learned everything about the business. I only knew about the competition side and about coaching until I got to there. And I was very, very fortunate to have someone like Mick who like held nothing back when it came to and I gotta give a shout as well, Colin Control. Like
Dude, I love Colin Cantrell. Yeah, dude.
Those 2 dudes like welcomed me with open arms, and never was an opportunity not given to me. It was always like, hey, can you do this? Oh, cool, you can do that. This is yours now.
Boom. Yeah.
And and that's kind of how I even approached how I came over here to Fury. It was like, hey, these things aren't being done, or this could be done better. Let me take this. Let me show you what I can do first before I ask for anything from you.
Yeah.
And that's how I
Right.
I always do. But like because of that knowledge that I received from going from HD Net, you know, and then over to Access TV. And then we went from there. We had this merger. And then during that time, Mick and me and Raheel had multiple variations of radio shows and podcasts and all these things that we were doing. And I got to travel the nation with Mick and go to like do Sunday morning in Atlanta. We're going to the morning morning TV show. And I'm watching how he carried himself, how he interacted with the fighters, how like he put fighters first. And that's something that was important to me. So when I took all that knowledge, when I went to LFA, there was a few shows. It was cool. It was cool. We had this big merger. You mean, dude, Ed Suarez, listen, however I feel about his relationships business-wise, the man is a legend as far as like MMA royalty goes.
100%.
I mean, Anderson Silva's manager, Vitor, I fucking managed everybody.
Right.
Like ran Black House MMA. Like the dude is
his name is synonymous with elite level MMA.
You guys remember Sinister, like the clothing brand?
Yeah.
That was Ed. That was Ed as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the dude.
It was no tap out.
Yeah, he's no tap out. But so he's loyalty. But what I didn't learn anything there. And that's no slap.
That you didn't already know.
That I didn't already know. You know, like I went in as the media director with their guys under me, making sure everything was done correctly.
Yeah.
So, but when I came like over to Fury, yeah, man, like of course I had a different background and expectations, which is what I had been where Eric was pushing to get to already.
Right.
Like I came right before the Fight Pass happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't the reason Fight Pass happened. He had already had that pretty much set up and done. You know, it wasn't anything I did to change that.
You just knew where the drinks needed to be.
I knew that we needed to go to Vegas and drink. Like that's all I like literally like because hey, that's how you work with Mick. You drink. So but what I learned from Mick has helped me with every aspect of what I do through today. And his wife is a piece of shit. So
wow! Ouch! That escalated quickly.
She's terrible.
Shout out to Andy Maynard.
She's terrible. He's had many wives.
Did she?
John, we're watching Jones and Gustafson 1? Dude,
yeah, we're doing throwback on Fight Pass Network. Right, our UFC Fight Pass. You can go back like in the archives and watch this stuff, man.
Hey, guys, make sure you go to UFCFightPass.com. Get yourself a subscription today. It's only $9.99 a month.
Gustafson versus John Bones Jones.
Whatever shorts you want.
Oh, yeah. He was sponsored. Dude, he was sponsored by Nike and Gatorade. And do you remember, was it right after this he killed a baby or something? What did he do?
Oh, shit. Wow.
Had a miscarriage or something.
Damn. What? I don't know how to answer that. I'm not responding to that.
I remember what was this, UFC 1?
We had a fighter in Denver that wore whatever he wanted, and he had like a competing organization on his shorts, and we made him like tape them up.
Oh, dude.
There was one that came from.
There was a few.
What did he wear?
He had Combate on it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, Rich, but yeah.
Who was that?
He had some guy walked out in our cage wearing Combate Global on his shorts.
Do you remember the first time?
It's like, dude, what are you doing?
What's his name? Let me bang, bro. Let me stand. Solomon.
Oh yeah.
He walked out with some random kickboxing belt.
Fuck is that?
Yes. It's a kickboxing belt, and that was down in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I remember whenever he walked out wearing that belt. I don't remember who it was I was talking to in the cage, but I was like, what the fuck is that? Who approved him walking out with that belt? And then I soon figured out, like...
It was a lack of approval.
Yeah, it was nobody. He just brought it with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess we have to tell Mark not to let people walk out with
right
belts
here
from somewhere else.
I think he was. UFC 165? Is this 165? Man, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's back in the day. You could tell that.
When was UFC 165?
I don't know, probably like 2016-ish.
2013. So
okay, all right. Well, a little further back than I thought.
He wasn't there yet.
Damn, 2013.
Dude, when you look back at this fight, it's crazy to think that John Jones did not train for this fight, had been partying and doing coke all week leading up to this fight, and still went in there. And I mean, I kind of thought he lost this fight, but
I did too.
Has there ever been?
Is his fucking top lip already fucked up?
It looks like it. Has there ever been someone as talented as him? Like who's better than him?
Nobody.
Do you guys?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, he's the best.
I would love to give you a smart ass answer to that,
Yeah.
but there's not one. There is no one better than him.
Oh.
I mean,
Regardless
the
of
dude's
how you feel about his
205er.
personal life, anything he's ever done,
he's an
there is
athlete.
not a better mixed martial artist alive than John Jones.
I think if you take out, which is so hard to do, to take out the personal, but if you take out what he does outside of the cage, when you shut that cage door, if I had to say like, hey, my life is on the line for this bet, I can only choose one fighter to fight for my life. I'm choosing fucking John Jones.
I mean,
like I'm choosing John Jones,
or maybe GSP,
So-
but
not even GSP,
but definitely John Jones.
So my question is how come he didn't start as a heavyweight, even though he had the?
I think he looked better at light heavyweight.
he just didn't need to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
at light
if you
heavyweight-
remember John Jones when he debuted against
Alessio.
Guizman. I gotta look up his fucking name because it's gonna kill me that no one knows.
Hey, don't worry about the name.
Guisano?
Whenever he
Guisano?
debuted against that guy, finish the fight.
When he debuted against that guy, he was a very skinny.
Yeah.
He wasn't this filled out 205er that he became.
Right.
Even here, he's lean.
Yeah, he's very lean.
Yeah, very lean right
now,
here.
it's crazy.
He's what, 6'4"?
6'5", I think.
5.
So his UFC debut, Andre Gusamo. I was close. I couldn't remember his name. But that wasn't the fight that set him off. If you guys remember, the next fight. So the classic thing you remember from Jones Gusano is that Joe Rogan said the line, he's like, you could say Gusano, red shorts, something. And he goes, you could also say John Jones, black guy, Gusano, white guy.
Yeah, you could never say that today.
You could do it today. But his next fight was the Stephan Bonner fight that he threw him around the fucking ring with all those trips and then hit the spinning back elbow on him. It was crazy, but like
Stephan Bonner.
I think Demetrius Johnson is the best martial artist I've ever seen. Like he's the purest form of technique
Pound for
I've ever
pound.
seen.
Yeah.
But John Jones, if I had to say a fighter's going to fight for my life, I'm choosing John Jones.
Yeah, you want the bigger guy.
Dude. And then and now at heavyweight, he says he's only going to fight one more time.
Damn.
I saw
He's going to
that.
fight. He's going to fight Steve.
And Francis Ngannou just announced he signed with PFL.
Did you see what he got?
Yeah.
He got like some kind of ownership stake. He's going to be over like PFL Africa.
Did you
or
see
something.
what he got for his opponent?
No, I did not see who the opponent was.
His opponents are guaranteed $2 million to fight him.
Damn.
Hey, it's nice to have that kind of backing.
So
I guess.
I had heard
Still not the UFC.
from some.
It's not.
It's still not the UFC.
Hey, before you finish that thought, it just kind of speaks though
Woo!
to what we were talking about years ago. Guy with TDLR, he said to you, "Hey, if you want to make $1 million in fight games, start with 2."
Yeah.
So I mean,
Some Dickie Cole shit
they've
right
got
there.
some money at PFL, and that's great, man. Shout out to them for that. I mean, is this deal still better than what Dana and the UFC could have given him? I seriously doubt it. And also, another question I had, it's rhetorical, of course, is, okay, Francis, you had all these demands for the UFC whenever they were trying to negotiate this fight for you. Did you hold PFL to the same standard that you held Dana and the UFC to?
can't.
Exactly. Are all the PFL fighters, do they all now have health insurance and all this other stuff that you're asking for? Yeah. So if you're compromising your beliefs for PFL, why didn't you do it to make the biggest fight ever against John Jones in the UFC?
What I don't understand is that is Francis that big of a star?
No.
Does anybody give a fuck about Francis that much?
I mean, to the degree that I want to see him fight John Jones, and let's settle it, then yes.
Jones,
but no, I don't think Francis Ngannou does
Right.
not have that type of drawing power. He's not the type of draw. He's not going to fill Madison Square Garden or
Listen,
wherever.
If Dana wants you, he will get you.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So for Francis to be able to leave is because Dana didn't want him bad enough.
Listen,
It didn't matter.
John,
He knew it wasn't going to
Dana
affect the
sees
company.
the numbers. Dana knows that Francis isn't the
100%,
draw that
man.
Francis
There's-
thinks he is.
there's
100%.
only
And
a-
Francis had all those ridiculous demands
there's
to make
only
the
a
last fight happen.
handful of fighters ever that would have had the opportunity to leave the UFC and go become what boxing does, because boxing doesn't work off the promotion; it works off of that fighter.
Yeah.
So Ronda Rousey at her peak, Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar, John Jones at his peak. Those are really the only ones that could have left. So when you sit back and you think about like Francis Ngannou, while it's cool what he's doing, yeah, that was so cool.
Oh shit!
No one gives a shit about Francis Ngannou. Is he a scary
See
man?
CJ Vergara here.
Dude, look at
I'm
that.
speaking like domestically.
Sure.
I don't know what kind of draw he is like in Africa, and there's like millions of people in Africa.
Do they have
okay?
TVs?
That's kind of where I'm going with this. That's kind of where I'm going with this. There's a lot of people over there.
What percentage of those people have
But
TVs?
that, I mean, how many of them are like buying a
God,
pay
that is
per
a
view or
terrible-
subscribing to Fight Pass to
Can we say that on
whatever?
this podcast?
So I mean, maybe his drawing power, maybe everybody over there knows his name, but how many of them are like paying customers to see him fight?
Right. Yeah. It's I don't know, man. Dude, this fight was so insane.
All 5 rounds.
Yeah, all 5 rounds were just. Dude, that 5th round is crazy. Hey, side note, there's a restroom right here.
Yeah.
I was going to go
Just
pee in the
outside
backyard.
No, of course. I was prepared.
Did
Yes.
you make it to the end?
Yeah, no. I was prepared to use the restroom on the side of the man
thing.
cave right
Yeah.
here, but there is like a restroom right
So
there.
I'm.
I saw
Listen,
the door.
we
yeah.
have not us three. We have not really been to the palatial estates of the Garcia compound.
I was here for New Year's,
Very
but
often.
we didn't
Pop
party
my
out
cherry
here.
today.
Eric showed me the
Pop
man
your cherry-
cave,
yeah.
but we didn't party out here.
So when I walked past, the first 2 security checks to go to the bathroom, I did not realize.
Right.
I walked past that door thinking, oh, that's just like a storage shed.
no, you give them your driver's
And I get to the
license, they
end of the
scan
building.
you in, and
I get to the end of the building. Balls are out because I like to walk up with the balls out before you go pee. And then I look back. I'm like, did that say restroom?
Shout out Sheath underwear with the ball
Hey,
hammock in
shout
the
out.
bra.
The shower did not work.
The shower.
Yeah, fix your shower, man.
Yeah, Rich was trying to wash his ass in your shower.
I'm trying to wash.
There's a big
Rich
pink
trying to-
flamingo
Rich trying to wash
inflatable in the
his
way.
ass in there.
Yeah.
Rich used the big pink flamingo for his own gratification, just so you know.
Oh, for sure.
Make
For
sure
sure.
Tara
What we
knows
got
before she
coming up?
tries to float with it.
Sunday.
First of all, Sunday.
Come
Fury
on.
Challenger Series number 4.
Fury Challenger Series 4 coming up May 21st. We got Hector Sainz back in the cage. And this is his first main event, right?
First main event taking on Justice Lamprez.
Man, it's going to be a banger, dude.
Going to be an extremely fun fight. Hector looking to get back on the winning streak there. He was undefeated till his last fight, which was a close fight. I think, again, we talk about fighters losing and then bouncing back. I'm excited to see this next version of Hector Sainz. I'm sure Daniel Pineda, Frank, and the boys got out there and they worked on what needed to be worked on, ready to go. Hey, co-main event. Maybe one of the fighters of the year, Tedrick Macklin, taking on Ray Cardenas.
Dude, I love Tedrick Macklin. And Tedrick Macklin loves Tedrick Macklin. I'm looking forward to watching him step back in our
I'm
cage.
a big fan of Cardenas.
Dude, Cardenas is fun to watch as well, man.
Big fan.
Tedrick Macklin, I would probably venture to say could be his last fight with us.
Cardenas?
No,
No, Macklin. He's saying
Macklin.
Macklin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think it probably could be our last fight with Macklin with us. I could see him for sure getting picked up for a contender.
Contender Series coming up for him?
I would think so.
Me too.
Armando
With a dominant
Zuniga-
performance over Ray Cardenas, I mean, obviously, that's a
Listen,
possibility.
where Ray imposes the problem is his length.
Dude,
Like
yeah.
if Macklin stands in front of him, it could be a bad night. Macklin's gonna have to.
I don't know, man.
Make this thing boring.
Macklin's got lightning in those hands, dude. I don't know, man.
He does, man, but Ray's not afraid to mix it up.
Of course not.
And if
it's
you
going to
look-
be a banger. I don't see this being
Dude,
like
hey,
a
and
clusterfuck of a fight,
Macklin,
dude.
I didn't notice it till the Nico fight. Macklin's a big 155.
He's a
Yes.
Like Nico
Yes.
Echeverry is big at 55.
And Macklin's
And
bigger
Macklin
than him.
matched him,
Yeah.
if was not bigger. And if you look at his shoulders, he carries so much. Dude, he is so fucking
He's got
big.
cannonballs in those
He
shoulders,
does,
man. Yeah,
man.
100%.
He does. Exciting for that, man. I think also Armando Zuniga versus the chef, Dimas Chapas.
Dimas
That's gonna be a good
Chapa.
I'm excited for this fight. Christian Lopez taking on Carlos Jimenez.
I knew you were going to say
they don't
Jimenez.
like-
That's Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Carlos Jimenez.
Hey, Christian ain't taking nobody down, and neither is Carlos.
No. The two boys gonna throw it out.
Demas and Zuniga the same thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking nobody down.
What
Hey,
about,
I love to watch a fight go to the ground if you're doing something with it.
Hey, what
but
about-
I don't see that one going there.
Thomas Herrera and Jake Williams.
Jake Williams,
ready
heavyweight
for
coming
heavyweight.
back.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you
Former
right now.
Fury Amateur Series heavyweight champion.
Jake Williams has had a rough go as a pro
Against some tough guys.
against some
Tough opponents.
dudes. But Jake Williams, when he is in the right mindset and he's moving, that dude is a problem.
You know what I remember
Yeah.
from Jake Williams that'll never leave my mind? is his amateur fight against James Ford. Do you remember that
suplex?
uppercut?
Oh.
No, I remember an uppercut that Jake Williams threw and fucking threw Jake. Well, I remember the Jake.
I remember the uppercut, and then I remember James Ford.
That Jake does not give a fuck. He will throw
doesn't.
with anybody, and he never. And when we offer him an opponent, he never asks for another option.
Never,
ever. Dude. Jake Williams is that kind of fighter.
Ever said you got anybody else ever?
That's a Drew Ratajczak guy for you, man.
Hey, also in the car, we got Robert Garcia taking on Tony Toro.
Oh, Toro.
Man, Toro coming off of that, 30-second knockout in his last fight? Here, I'm super biased.
Hey, I'm looking forward to this one, too. Opening the main card.
Super biased.
Opening the main card, Oscar Herrera versus Del Fuego, Victor Gonzalez. I'm looking forward to that one myself as well.
Listen, Vic is looking for his fourth win in a row.
Fourth win in a row, man. He has really turned things around since he made his debut.
Fucking started listening. Hey, once again, Vic, remember.
Hey, but you can see it in his eyes, man. Like, there is a light switch that has gone off.
Man,
like,
ready.
In San Antonio, I remember he's like talking a lot of shit to Eddie Fryer. And things didn't go the way that he wanted them to there. Since that fight, a light switch has gone off, and I guess you would say he's listening now.
Yeah, I would give.
But he is a different fighter now, man.
I give 100% credit to Eddie Fryer for. Listen, in 9 seconds, he knocked Vic out.
Yeah,
No one's
probably a wake up call.
Yeah,
for
no
him.
one's ever knocked Vic out before.
Yeah,
and also Vic's. Vic did nothing wrong. Eddie did everything right that fight.
Yeah,
everything right. And so, but Vic now, that fight changed Vic in that Vic thought, well, maybe I'm done. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore.
that Cameron Smotherman moment where it's like, maybe I'm not meant for this.
And we sat down and had some pretty serious talks, and we talked about, like, Vic hadn't totally come back to my style of what we teach at our gym, and he started buying into it a little bit more, and he gets his first win. Buys into it completely, gets his second win in a row. So he's had three
in a row now.
round subs in a row. And right now, like, I love Oscar Herrera.
Yeah, man, he's a fun fighter to watch.
I love Oscar on a personal level.
Saw him out
as a fighter.
Our last Denver show. He was there.
Dude,
got to chat with him.
He is one of the guys that, like, I even for a second, very briefly, considered, well, maybe I won't corner Vic in this fight. Because I respect Oscar that much.
Oscar,
But also, like, Vic's my guy. Vic has been with me since he was 17 years old.
Of course you are, yeah.
And then he left for a few years and come back. And so when you look at it, you've got the two probably smallest 125ers you're going to find. They're both tiny ass fucking dudes. Both of them are tremendous grapplers. One of two things could happen. This fight, they could get stuck on their feet.
Which would be a lot of fun to watch.
Which would be fun to watch because I don't think anybody's going to knock anybody out. They could just punch each other out. But I do think that, Oscar's best path to victory is the same as Vic's. And so whoever imposes their will in that moment is going to take this fight. And no matter what, I'm going to walk out knowing that, look, Vic trains every day in a room full of killers. And Eric has seen the way we train and what we do. Like we prepare for fighting. That's it. We're not going to go to IBJJF and win fucking anything. That's not what we're doing. Like that's not us, man.
Right.
I'm not to say our guys.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm not saying our guys.
I get what you're
technical.
saying, though. Yeah.
Like, we're very technical, but like what we're doing is like we're geared for fighting, man. That's what we're doing. So Vic is prepared every day in a room full of killers, and I expect to see the best version of Del Fuego this Sunday, along with the best version of Oscar.
Yeah,
Herrera.
man, I'm looking forward to that. I know you are too. Man.
I love Oscar, man. He's such a good dude.
No, on the amateur side, man, Levante Montgomery taking on Lester Batres Jr. for the 155 title.
Woo!
God damn, man, that's going to be a banger.
Has Lester had 72 amateur fights?
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. I think 12.
He's like 72-10.
12 fights.
Including the IMM.
That's what and they're going to do that one more time after this.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he'd probably be ready to turn.
How old is he?
He said
now?
he might want to do some boxing. He's 21.
Dude, he's going to be the closest to.
Why would he want to do
remember,
boxing, man? I mean, why did he go from MMA to boxing?
Do you remember Humberto De Leon?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he had like 20 amateur fights.
No, and nobody else does.
And he
either.
had like 18 wins by fucking armbar. Like they were all by armbar victory. That's gonna be a fun fight. Also, Alexander Carlson and Eric Cobb for the 115 title.
Ari
Dude,
Cobb for the
Ari's looked good
155 or 115. Goddamn, Howler
115.
head's talking. The 155 title, Ari Cobb and Alexander Carlson. That's gonna be a banger, man. Ari Cobb out of War Training Center.
This urination break is brought to you
Ari
by Private
Cobb's out of
Label
Main
Bags.
Street.
I'm gonna pack my private label bag as I go to this restroom real quick. Wayne, can you break down the rest of this card?
Well, I was gonna give it a shot, but I kind of need your help to do it because everybody else here is drunk, sir.
Wayne just said Ari Cobb out of War Training Center.
Isn't that where she's from or what?
She's from Main Street.
Well, goddamn, son. I mean, War and Main Street are like two like mainstays on our Fury car. I apologize. No disrespect intended. Ari Cobb out of Main Street Boxing, Crew Bob Perez. Hey, that's my homeboy, man. I ran into him out at Goodson's Cafe in Tomball not too long ago.
You ran
man.
into him out there?
Yeah,
Does
man.
Bob live out this way?
Yeah, he lives out this direction, man. We ran into each other. It was like, Sunday fun day. We were having lunch with our families and whatnot, and I saw him walk in, got up, gave him the respect he's deserved, and we chatted, bullshitted for a few minutes. So yeah, no disrespect intended, Crew Bob. Don't kill me, don't crucify me for confusing the fight teams. Ari Cobb and Alexander Carlson for the 150 or 115 title. Eric Garcia, how do you see that one going?
I don't know. Both of them coming off of wins. Ari looked really good her last fight with us against Sandy. You remember that?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Sandy Jerez,
Yeah.
who, a lot of people kind of expected her to take that one, but Ari Cobb is no slouch, man. She's got those hands trained under Coach Crew Bob. Fuck. What are you going to do?
I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Either way. I don't like to make predictions. Sound biased.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to put you on the spot, and I'm going to continue to do that because that's what I do.
Yeah.
We got Jay Chow taking on Camden Fontenot. in the
So I don't know
bantamweight
Jay Chow
division.
too well. I know he's out of Austin. Obviously, Camden's a war guy.
Yeah.
He's going to bring something.
I'm a big fan
So,
of Camden.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight.
Vincent Sandoval making his amateur debut. I'm not familiar with him at all, obviously. Taking on Luis Robles, 1-0, out of Blitz MMA. That's our flyweight division.
So the Blitz MMA guys are from Waco. You know those guys?
Yeah, that's Jake
Jake Brennan's guys.
So that is Chris Brennan's brother?
Is it?
He's related to Chris Brennan. I hope I'm not wrong on that.
And so he hit
I've
me.
been telling people he's Chris Brennan's brother.
Hey, he did hit me up not too long ago.
That's all we got left, eh?
That's it.
Damn.
I left some for you guys. I was going to pour all that in mine.
Hey, look.
I didn't give the Leggett pour on purpose. You got another bottle up there or what?
I got some other stuff.
Oh, man. Hey, this podcast is powered by Howler Head Whiskey, sir. Getting that monkey spirit in us. I don't know what other bullshit you have up there, but I'm not trying to have a hangover this afternoon.
Brennan hit me
last
up
time I got pretty
and
fucking
he
hammered.
asked for some guys to
Yeah?
get some guys on, and they got all their shit done, man. I said, hey, if they get their medicals done and take care of everything, he's been in contact. They did everything they needed to do. The dudes are fighting.
Let's
that
fucking
Vincent
go.
Sandoval's coming from San Antonio. He's one of the Southside Fight Club guys.
Oh, okay. Kick ass.
Trains with Joe Perez and Brandon Gutierrez.
All right.
and all those
I'm
guys.
already looking forward to seeing him step in the cage then,
It's
man.
gonna be a scrap.
We got Brian James versus Jose Mejias.
Jose fought for me years ago. Probably at a cage combat.
Oh,
and
wow.
obviously we know Brian James is on a
How old is he? Like 45?
No. He must have fought when he was super young.
All right. Fair enough.
And Brian James is from with Tommy Aldrete.
Yeah, there's no affiliation
3-0.
on our notes here, so that's all I know is his name.
Jose
We got
Robles.
Ryan Perez versus James Ramon, flyweight division.
Yeah, so if you skip to the next card, June 11th, James Ramon is scheduled to fight Michael White for the flyweight title.
Oh wow! So he's got to get past Ryan Perez first. There's
Perez,
no record, no fight affiliation. What about Ryan Perez? Tell us, Eric.
Ryan Perez is 1-0. He fought on the last San Antonio card. His brother is Joe Perez, who just lost to Michael White.
Oh shit!
So he wants the Michael White fight.
Revenge
he wants
for the
Michael
family
White
name.
fight if he beats James.
What a story! Hey Diego, can you put together like a fight package video for that one? You're not even fucking paying attention.
Diego's trying to get him.
Diego's looking for
Hey,
an Asian
whenever
massage
you
parlor.
listen to the
There ain't none of
podcast,
that shit around here.
whenever you
Diego.
listen back to the podcast, let's put
Hey.
together a fight package for this one. Hey,
Hey,
we got.
Diego's on Yelp looking for Asian massage parlor.
He probably is since the spring spot got shut down
for all
last
the ones
week.
that has the lowest reviews. He's like, oh, this is a 2.2? Too high.
Hey, 2.2.
high for
Yeah. I need like a 1.5. I need that dirty shit. All right, we got Joseph Rodriguez taking on Elisha Wilson, bantamweight division.
Hey, just
Joseph Rodriguez from Southside Fight Club.
Also out of San Antonio, Texas.
Elisha Rodriguez, the little brother of Elisha Wilson is little brother of Josh Wilson.
All right, cool. And then we're opening up, kicking things off on the amateur side, Andy Nelson versus Tyree Mickens.
Okay, so Meekins is a war guy.
Yes.
He was supposed to fight for us on the last card, and his guy fell out at the weigh-in.
So he's getting ready to make his amateur debut against Andy Nelson out of 10th Planet ATX.
One of Andrew Craig guys.
Yeah, Andrew Craig fighter right there. He's 1-0, taking on Tyree Mickens, 155, making his debut.
Should be a good one.
Hell yeah. That all goes down this Sunday. Fury Challenger Series 4. Rich Burmaster's
Drop
over there.
this podcast when? Tonight?
Rich
Tomorrow?
Burmaster's over there lining
Fury
up
FC
either lunch or a hand job.
I'm definitely hungry. Like, I'm definitely getting hungry.
I'm down for it.
I'm going to assume if we go in Casa Garcia, there's not going to be anything in
There's nothing here. No, we're going to have to get past the guard, get out and find a spot to eat.
Yeah.
But fortunately...
Hey, is your cafeteria open?
No.
This is.
Nothing but freshly waxed
cheap bastard.
floors
It's
in there.
Freshly waxed floor.
Freshly
It's Tuesday,
waxed
man.
floors.
Open the cafeteria.
Freshly waxed floors. Hey, the cleaning lady came yesterday, so my floors got waxed.
But she didn't leave anything for lunch for today. You didn't tell her we're
she
recording a
don't cook.
podcast,
He
did you?
says
cleans.
the cleaning lady came, but she's also like she's on property all the time.
No, she's not. I send her to Diego's house.
I've got follow-up jokes, but Tara might listen to the podcast. So I don't wanna get in
I had to
trouble.
send her home before Diego seen her.
Hey, so we've got another big run of shows coming up.
Yes.
Um,
Hey, listen, I put together a fucking fight.
Hey,
yesterday.
thanks for the weekend off.
Hey, July 16th in San Antonio, we're back
yeah.
at the Techport Arena.
Looking forward to it.
And yesterday,
Put that.
we signed Marcelo Rojo, Brandon Moreno's best friend,
Yeah.
is fighting Nate Richardson.
And hit the spider monkey on the side of the cage, taking on Nate Richardson.
Hey, and that fight is gonna fucking deliver. We also got Isaac Primetime,
145, 155.
45.
All right. That's not for a title?
No title.
Kick ass.
No
All
title.
right.
Primetime Moreno's in action with Austin Jones.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that one. I like Austin Jones, man.
I do.
There's something about him.
Dude,
I like him.
he's
It's
gonna
like-
bring it.
He's just the switch has to flip. And Isaac Moreno, he's either going to flip the switch or Isaac Moreno's going to shut the lights out.
Yeah. Zach Borrego's back.
The Dragon, I like Zach Borrego.
He's fighting 6-1 Adam Vigil.
This is gonna be a screw.
That's going to be a scrap for sure.
Eddie Freire is back.
Oh yeah, his fight fell off last time we were out there, right?
No, he was out. His
did
last
he get
fight
injured?
was Josh Walker.
He was injured. He had
Yeah,
a
he
broken
had a-
foot.
Okay.
He had a
I
broken
remember he was
foot.
supposed to fight out of Techport for us, but
Hey, what about the return of Mo Miller?
Mo.
And
the
John,
Mo show?
hey,
The
taking
Mo
on-
show's back. I don't have these notes. I don't know what's
taking
going down
on
at Techport.
John Giannis.
Oh shit! Is that the main event?
Mo, hope we get it to the
And
ground.
that's not the main event. Holy shit!
What about Cody Steele taking on Nick Whitehead?
Oh,
That's the opener.
that's gonna be a kick-ass fight.
Hey, what about
right
the
there,
pro
dude.
debut with
Let's
Mr.
go,
Damian
nasty Nick,
Anderson?
Cody Steele. I'm looking forward to seeing
Pro
that.
debut with Damian Anderson.
The card is ridiculous.
Man.
Hey, listen, I kid you not.
Hey, train safe. Train safe.
I feel
Well,
like
let's
we
make
have,
it to fight
we have
day.
said this same thing I'm getting ready to say for 4 years now in a row, every show. Dude, no discredit to this weekend show. This is a Challenger Series. And no discredit to 6'11", our all-amateur event.
625.
Or any-
Aswell versus Yadier.
625.
Or any
Matt Jones
previous
versus
show.
Justice Torres.
Dude.
No disrespect to any
Dude,
previous show.
Listen, 625 and 716 are better than any show any other promotion in the nation has done in the past 5 years.
Goddamn, son.
I shit
Get a
you
Fight
not.
Pass subscription
I shit
if you can't be
you
there with us
not.
live.
Yeah.
These are the two best shows
Man.
that I have seen. Like when we look at them, look, man, Eric and I talk. We get excited looking at these cards.
And
Like-
I think
like-
Hey, so do I when I get them.
the main reason we get so excited is because if you look at the card and you compare the fighters and the records, and you just break the whole card down.
Yeah.
Like at least 5 guys on every card have the opportunity in their next 2 fights to get called up. And that shit is exciting. Yeah. Like for us, that's fucking exciting.
I know y'all get so excited you forget to share these fight cards with us.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, ask Rahil Ramzanali, Alex Morono. We're always looking for those fight cards, man. You guys are over here enjoying the shit.
Hey,
for
we
yourselves.
got that run of Contender series coming up too, man.
Yeah, we do. Cam
Dude, we talk about Cam
Smotherman getting his
Smotherman,
shot.
Rain
We
Guerrero.
watching on TV.
Yeah,
No, man, we're gonna take y'all.
That's another one. Hey,
We can't. Hey, I'm not. We can't take you to all of them, but we're gonna take y'all to a couple of them.
Yeah.
At least 1 or 2.
Hey, look, y'all gotta wear your Space City Collective shoes.
Take what I get. You know what I mean?
9.5.
And you gotta make sure the wife lets you come.
Hey, they listen. They can't sit with us, right? Like,
No.
Hey, listen, I'm not in charge of the tickets.
Yeah.
I'll be
Why
all
are these 2 way over here? Hey, listen, there's not a bad seat. In
Hey,
the
why is
Apex.
Eric sitting up there with Mick?
Yeah, there's not a bad seat in the Apex, dude. That is one of the
Not at
best
all.
places to watch a fucking
That
show,
is
man.
by far.
Hey, why is Eric leaving with Dana?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, I will say, dude, if I can't sit with my boys and drink with my boys, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to go.
Nah, you
All right?
come.
Hey,
I'm
I
gonna
will
put
say,
that out. I'm
I
gonna
will
put that
say,
out
hey,
there.
shout out to my man DJ Al.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
MF3. We'll see you again in Vegas very soon. The best DJ in the game. We'll hit that
We should
Howler
get
room.
We should get him.
Oh man, Jose's offended.
Hey, listen, that's okay. Listen, when you guys,
Oh, he's
hey,
he doesn't
his ass
listen.
whooped now.
when you guys hit up the Howler Head Lounge, dude, the Howler's flowing. There's food everywhere. It's such a cool time, man.
Minimal food, just enough to keep the buzz.
Oh no, there's a lot of food.
There's a lot of food.
I'm
We
I'm
get
saying,
full
I don't
and
want
then
to
we
eat
go
a lot.
eat after.
Yeah, we go eat.
Hey, who goes to the Howler Head Lounge in Vegas to eat?
It's just
To
delicious.
eat. I mean,
That shit was
God
good.
damn. All right,
Hey.
y'all can have my portions.
I'm
Just give me
telling
enough
you
to not
now,
get
you're
hungover.
gonna get there and you're gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna eat this.
Oh, bro,
I'm gonna
yeah.
eat this.
No, hey,
Yeah.
I'll eat, but I mean, I'm going to the Howler Head Lounge
Dude,
to drink
flooded
some
with
Howler.
Mediterranean food last time and shit. It was so good, dude. So good.
To each their own.
Hey, about a minute left in this John Jones Gustafson one, man. This was a war, dude. Look at these 2 savages.
Yeah, they're fun. Look at Jones'
Dude, that little
face.
sneaky uppercut that the Gustafson was laying it all fight. Both of them faces busted up.
Jesus, look at them. Look at
Yeah, look at the
Jones.
lip.
Dude, he's all.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen him
Gustafson,
look
man,
that bad?
I almost feel like he's almost underrated. He's gone to war with some of the
Well, the
best in the
second time
game.
they fought, it was way
It was-
different.
it wasn't even
way
close.
different.
Yeah, but
Gustafson
man.
is a lot like Chael
And then,
Sonnen.
hey, we went and saw him whenever he fought DC here in Houston.
Yep.
DC obviously, he won that one. Gustafson, for what it's worth, underrated to a degree.
Gustafson is
He's held his own against some of the best in the
he's
game.
one of the top 205ers of all time. But when you look back at he's remindful of a Chael Sonnen to me. Chael Sonnen never won a world title, fought for many.
Right.
Gustafson never won a world title,
Fought for many, yeah.
Like, and was in this was a fight. He by all means, if they had given him this victory, no one would have been like, "Oh, that's a crazy decision." But again, it rises to the level of how good John Jones is. When in the next fight, he just demolished him. First round or maybe second round. Like it didn't take long. It was a
Big
great
John McCarthy
So
steps
what's
in
the
to break him up.
What's
It's over.
What's the recipe to beat him?
to beat John Jones.
Yes. What is the recipe?
You got to be a freak show.
You've got to be the
Like-
best ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to be a freak show in that, like, Gustafson was the first guy who was his size, like lengthwise,
Yes, yes.
height.
They were almost identical.
Yes,
identical.
almost.
You have to be a freak show. You have to have good wrestling because you have to be able to stop his takedowns. Because whenever he's not winning on the feet, he will find his takedown if he wants to. And you have to be able to not just be serviceable, but be a very good striker to the level that you can hang with him. His striking, like John Jones' striking, isn't super technical. It's brilliant in its ability to, you don't know what's going to happen. Spinning back elbows, then he dives in for a single leg. They switches, throwing head kicks, throwing calf kicks, throwing oblique kicks. Like, his kicks are disgusting. So I think when you look at all those things, there's very few now at heavyweight people who can match him skill for skill. Stipe Miocic is getting it at the wrong time because he's older. Stipe was a very good D1 level wrestler. Great boxer, Golden Gloves and wrestling, so great combination. Big, good size. I think the guy who's closest that I would think could give him a run would be Tom Aspinall. He's like 25, 26 years old. He's never going to get that shot. They're never going to give him that shot. But it's going to take someone like that. Like you got to be a very special fighter, clearly, to beat John.
Look at Jones was fucked up.
Look at his lip.
That was the toughest fight he's ever had.
Oh yeah.
He still got his mouthpiece in.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing holding his face together. That lip is so jacked, dude. Bones owns. And it's crazy that he would go out and party this night and then lose his contract right after.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Oh, Joey Silva in the background.
He used to matchmake all by himself?
Everything. Until they bought the WEC and they brought Sean Shelby in.
Shelby was the WEC matchmaker?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that back then.
Soon to be Eric Garcia.
No.
Eric Garcia's going to the WEC?
I don't want Eric to go to WEC, man. That'd break my heart.
WWE.
I love that show. That shirt, Bones Owns.
Yeah.
I always looked for that and they never sold it.
Jones and Gone.
Jones and Gone was the next one up after that, or what? God damn. Are we going to that one now?
Up next is...
It's already happened.
No, I'm saying, are we going to watch that now?
No, we're watching Evil Love and Lopes again.
Hey, we've been going. I don't know how long we've been going.
I don't know, man. But hey, is there anything else we got for today?
Diego.
Hey, listen,
we hit everything.
Get your tickets. FuryFC.tv for this weekend. A few tickets remain to be able to come out. And
Fury
check out this
Challenger
awesome
Series
Fury
4,
Challenger
May
Series
21st.
number 4.
Hopefully this podcast drops before May 21st.
Come on, Diego.
Diego, if we could.
Come on,
Can you
Diego.
make that happen, Diego?
If we could, like, at least get it in by, say, Friday.
Hey guys, make sure you give show our sponsor some love. Howler Head Whiskey, the best whiskey in the game. Get that monkey spirit in you. Enjoy that responsibly. OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Fury Fighting is behind all the behind the scenes content. Some special pictures of our ring guard girls, some of our fighters, some interviews. Make sure you check out Space City Collective for the best gear, whether it's shoes, whether it's shirts, whether it's limited, whatever you want, man. They got you taken care of. Space City Collective. Let them know Fury FC sent you out there. Private label bags, the best bag that you're going to travel with, man. Put all your shoes, all your swag in that private label bag.
They're changing the travel game.
Ronnie Byerly and the team over at Kimura Tattoo Company. Sheath underwear. Letting our ladies all specialized in their Sheath underwear.
And fellas, they specialize in your shit too.
Hey, and again, man, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you please share, subscribe, leave us a review. Let people know you like the podcast. Or if you hate it, leave a review still. That's fine as well.
Oh, dude, I love reading the hate mail.
Leave me a 5-star hate mail review. That'd be great.
We don't care. If you're a fighter, we just won't match.
Wayne, let's do it.
Hey, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
We out!
I'm done.